What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. There's been a lot that's transpired since the last time we was on. Obviously, we had the Monday morning show before the Monday Night Football game, but yeah, it's been a whole heck of a lot that's transpired since then. So, just processing through it all. I would say that I'm good, but I don't want to lie. So I'm processing through it all with you, baby. But how's everything on your end? And love the drip, might I add. Dude, what is going on?
Well,
wait a minute.
Well, listen.
You can't just casually just say, hey, Moats, how you doing? You know what I'm on. And then you just pulling up fresh to death like, bro, what? That's a new flannel, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping. Them colors are real vibrant right now, bro.
Listen, we got some more heat, too.
What?
For 2023.
You like drippy over here, man.
Yeah, so, the whole Brad Pittsburgh type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say, all right, this could be a Brad Pitt type of vibe for me, too, in 2023 in terms of getting my body in shape. Because those of you that don't know, I set a goal, what was it, 2019
yes.
or 2020?
It
Going
like
into that
Brad
new year.
Pitt and Fight Club.
Yeah, I was like, in a couple months, I'm just going to look like Brad Pitt and Fight Club.
Yeah.
That's like one of my goals. Abs, look ripped and everything, look jacked. That never happened. I think I might have went to the gym twice. So I'm not making any guarantees for that. Because I still would like that. It's still been a goal in the back of my mind.
No, rightfully so.
Never really got around to it, but now it's New Year's. All right, so it's popping back up. New Year's resolution. I'd like to get in shape. To that degree, I don't know if it's going to happen. I just got to be honest with myself. I like drinking. I like eating some bad foods a little too much.
You like having a good time.
Exactly. But I do think 2023, this could be a guarantee. Drippy Deke.
I'm just saying, bro. Like
I think I'm gonna have
the whole
some heat fits
fit.
coming.
Like most of the time, it's ballin' shorts, it's sweatpants, and ballin' shorts. Something pit related. You got like the fresh flannel out the box, the fresh jeans, and the foam runners. Hey, yo, you playing? Stop playing. Yo, Deke got the foam runners on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, I needed that. I like this version right here. I needed a pick me up, Deke. I needed what you just gave it to me. You don't even realize the drippy Deke then got me feeling where I need to be right now, man. Salute you, baby.
Real?
Let's go.
I'm glad I could help.
Absolutely, bro.
I remember there was one time you were down or it was a bad day for you. I came in with the stash. You weren't expecting it.
It's little things. I'm always looking for a nugget. Coach Tom would talk about the winning edge. You're just looking for something. Just give me a glimpse of something to feel good. That's what I needed right there. We got drippy Deke. That's how you start 2023 off. I like the energy. I like the vibe a lot. So salute you, Deke. So with that being said, man, we are going to start the show off like we normally do with the check-in. So let us know where you are tuning in from. Then after that, man, we'll give you those big boy shout-outs to start today's show off.
Someone said pause.
Hey, man, if you...
Drippy Deke,
well, you know how it goes. It's kind of like when we laugh at the poll, man.
That's a good one.
If you're feeling a little uncomfortable about it, then you gonna feel the urge to say that. That's why Deke, when we start talking about the poll, his face get all red. I'd be like, yo, man, it's just a poll. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue complimenting Drippy Deke. Come on, man. Who knows? We might get Drippy Deke Tom's poll put in today. You never know. So we'll find out.
Let's not do that.
You don't want to do that today?
No.
This is gonna be too much for today.
We're gonna have to pass
you
on
messed
that.
up. You got me feeling good. Now you done messed up. Blame it on you. You should have came in with sweatpants. You came in, first day of school, fresh,
I told
man.
you my fits are gonna be on
Come
point
on,
for 2023.
man.
They
This
really are.
first day out, Deke, right here, bro. Like you got it going on.
Yeah. All right, we got some shout outs coming in though.
Yeah, let's get them, man. Let's get them.
Ryan Thompson, 480, Arizona. Rodney Klein, the 724, Beaver Falls, PA.
There it is.
Dr. Larea, the 619, not so sunny Diego.
Ooh.
Bad weather out there.
They trying to be like us. We got that rain going on today. They trying to copy our swag out there on the West Coast.
Matthew Gisner, behind enemy lines, the 410. I would love to hear how some of those conversations went with him and
seriously
some of his fellow Baltimore colleagues after that dub.
I want to say it was him. I feel like so much has happened since that space talk, but I feel like it was Matthew that said, I think it was his sister, he might have said, was in the car with him after the game. And like, she was obviously a Ravens fan. He the Steelers fan and stuff like that. But it was supposed to be some back and forth going on. I think it was.
Sister, family.
I think it was. I could be wrong because like I said, it's been multiple days since then. But
that's what some football rivalries can do, I guess.
I would say, man, you love that though, baby. Gotta have love for that.
Mayo also tuning in from Baltimore, Maryland.
There we go. There we go.
We got Robert Alama, 412, McKees Rocks.
Oh, shout out to the Rocks. Yes.
Ezekiel Andrews, the 210, San Antonio, Texas.
Let's go. Let me tap in for a little bit, man. I got Eddie Sharik tuning in from the 610 Philly. You know we got Micah Hemp tuning in always from the 814 Johnstown, PA. And then after that, we got the homie James Panzarello, the 909 Upland, California. Then after that, I got the homie Cade Donald tuning in from the 601 Jackson, Mississippi. And then we also got Caleb Cassette tuning in from the 814 Huntington, PA. And then I will pass it back to you after I talk about 91 Woo tuning in from the 757, aka the crib. Let's go.
I'll just say a few more then. Rod Dollars, the 330, Youngstown, Ohio. Share a line, baby. Swamp Donkey 40.
Oh, hey now. What?
I gotta assume that's a play on the donkey from Shrek, maybe.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Happy New Year from the 732, New Jersey. Go Steelers.
Nah, that's
Lifted
fun.
Ones, Sacktown, 916. What's good?
Let's get it.
Last
Let's
one, Mike
get it.
Lang, 336, Greensboro, North Carolina. That was me, Moats. My sister was in the car. Okay, so it was Mike Lang.
Mike Lang.
not
Okay,
Matthew
I
Gisner.
couldn't remember who it was, but there we go. Mike Lang. Yeah, that was pretty funny, bro.
He
Shout
said
out
he
to
was
Mike
also
Lang.
on 1,000.
Yeah, he was turned to the max. He was heavy in the chat too. I'm like, yo, you in the chat? He's like, yo, my sister, I'm shouting her out right now, but she a Ravens fan, and we got you turned up all the way loud in the whip. I'm like, oh, all right, man, salute you. Yeah, yeah.
So how do we want to start this thing?
Man, so obviously we know we had, some major news that happened NFL wise, so I felt like it was appropriate that we address that first. So figure we started with our around the league, but more so we know what we're focusing on today, and that's the reaction to everything that happened on Monday night with Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills secondary player that obviously got hurt and is still in critical condition right now. Out in Cincinnati at the hospital, man. Just a lot going on with that. But I did actually want to ask you first off, man, just your thoughts, man. How did you feel about everything, man? How you processing all this stuff? 'Cause I feel like, a lot of us be talking, and I've put out something already. But it was like,
I mean, it's devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Just in general, just because it's a human being that is playing a sport that we love and we're witnessing it live. Man, this dude's on the field. And you're just, there's so many thoughts because, it takes you back a little bit to the Shazier thing. And no one even wants that because Shazier has been limited since that event. Like, he's been able to power through. And I think, what were the initial...
Initially,
not the initial results,
right?
But the initial
report or prognosis was that he was never going to walk again.
Yeah, and that's
or
not
be
good. Like
normal.
even though he's still living, that's still that's not what we
he's
want.
Forever
at all.
altered.
We want full recoveries. So you're going through that, but then all of a sudden CPR. You're like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, it was crazy.
There was no way they were ever gonna play that. I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I guess they took their time figuring that out. I guess there was some backlash. I didn't really appreciate that just because. Yeah. This is like live. This is all happening.
It's happening.
They were never gonna play that game. There's just no way. There's no way the player, any of the coaches, either team would have just forfeited. I bet before they even played that game. But just going back to my reaction to just actually what happened. I don't think there's really much you could say. It's just you're speechless. And then add to the fact, this dude has this connection to Pittsburgh, the roots, and then you're hearing all these stories from the people that know him, these videos that are coming out, and how ingrained he is to the community, how much he's just, you have the saying from LeBron, more than an athlete. Like, this guy just seems like a really good dude. I've never met him. I don't know if you've met him.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I don't.
It's just terrible. So that's pretty much been the only thing on my mind in terms of like football or even content, because that's what we do. It's kind of our business.
Man.
So I haven't done anything. I haven't really wanted to do anything these last couple of days, just because that's what I'm thinking about. So I don't. We could talk Steelers. We could do that. And now that we're a little bit more removed, we're here with the podcast, and I think it's probably good for. I don't know about you, probably even me too, and the people that are watching. It's something though. It's like a distraction. It's at least a way for us to move forward a little bit through this, right?
Yeah.
It just sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Nah, man, that's what we always locked in, Deke. You know that, man. It's funny. I'm going through all I'm going through and stuff like that. Obviously, being up in Buffalo, with some of the personnel, when everything was going down, and just some of the behind the scenes stuff, how crazy that was. And you're going through this process yesterday of, all right, we checking on this player, check on that guy, check on this, and of course I get a text message. I'm like, bro, my dog hit me up. Let me see it. I'm thinking it's something work-related. Yo, it's truly Deke hitting me up, just checking on the homie, man. And I really did appreciate that. I just wanted to give you a shout-out, bro, because it did mean a lot. Because that is something that, is different when you're talking about these type of scenarios. You broke it down great from the fans' perspective, man, just from a person that has just watched it.
I was at Chipotle. I was watching this thing on YouTube TV. And I think whenever I was done with Chipotle, I turned YouTube TV off, and I'm on my way home. And I was like, oh, wait, the game's on. And I turn it on. They're like, this is paused, and there's just a circle. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, man. So for me, man, he said multiple feelings, emotions, thoughts. When you talk about the PTSD part of it, you brought up Shazier. Of course, that's the first thing you think of, bro. First quarter, Cincinnati Bengals, Monday Night Football, identical. It was crazy to me. Then from there, obviously, you talk about the severity of it. And for me, that part was, we know as athletes how our mind is conditioned. That's one of the things that a lot of us struggle with when we leave the game. We're so conditioned to not have emotions. We're so conditioned to not show weakness, to not show sympathy, to not show empathy, to just be that kill or be killed mentality when you're out there. And that's a part of what makes us us, but that's also a part of, the thing that hurts us a little bit when you're talking about just like the life element of this stuff, right? But watching those dudes in their faces and seeing how they're going through that process of trying to kick the tires to start, you know what I mean? There was just no way.
And then
I didn't think there was any way they were going to play.
But then seeing the emotion come back on, it was one of those things where, being in that position, my heart was hurting for them, because I know that feeling where you're like, man, I don't want to play, but I got to get my mind ready to go, because once they start this game again, nobody else is going to care if we lose. We got to make sure we do what we're supposed to do. So for them, it was dope that they did actually get that opportunity to not play, to shut it down, to actually put a person's life over the game. Because, I mean, we talk about it, but we essentially normalize injuries in the NFL. If you go to Walmart and a person were to get knocked unconscious, it would be a scene. Everybody would stop what they're doing. It would be chaotic. Football person gets knocked out. We're like, all right, next play. Like, that's the reality of it. I mean, we've seen guys get paralyzed. We bring up Ryan Shazier, but a lot of people forget in Buffalo, it was a guy that got paralyzed neck down, Kevin Everett. That is what started it out, even with that element of it, man. And, it's just one of those things where we kind of forget the dangers of the game or how serious it can get. But Monday was one of those little reminders of like, dang, this is real. And when guys go out there and put their lives on the line, this is why when you hear me talk at times, and I might sound a little perturbed, I might sound a little pissed off when it's slick remarks about a guy's toughness, about if a guy has heart or not. And when it comes from people that have never actually put that helmet on and been out there and risked their lives for it, it does irritate us. And that is why we talk the way that we do at times. And everybody, expresses it differently. But this is that reminder. When it's contracts, when it's social media, this is the reminder. This is why we do it. But this is also what we understand what we're risking. Because there is no guarantee that you're going to make it out of this thing. There's no guarantee that you're going to see another day or play another day. And that's the cold, harsh reality that we like to overlook. But it's very present in the back of our minds. And, when I just think of all of that, man, and I think of the transition or what that's supposed to be like, not just for Buffalo, but even Cincinnati, when they got to go back out there and play.
Yeah.
You know, you think about the ties, and that's the other part, man. When you talk about the NFL, it's such a tight-knit community because it's such a small amount of us. We talk about it being the 1%, right? The elite of the elite. Everybody knows everybody. And if you don't know them directly, I know your agent.
Think with the Steelers. We got Tom, we got Pickett, Pitt players, whatever, just the roots he has in Pittsburgh. But there's probably multiple players across every team that has some type of connection to him personally.
Tyler Matakavich. First person I hit up, I'm like, bro, like, you were just here with us in this Pittsburgh. We got that bond that's going to, like, the people that were there for the Shazier thing, man, we will forever be changed from that. We talked about it. And that's real. But then to see him, it's like, yo, I know that. It's like, yo, that's crazy. But like you talk about, everybody has some type of connection, whether it's on the field, whether it's coaching staff-wise, whether it's the people that were watching the game and have seen a player fall out before. I got family members who've actually witnessed that as well, man. Stirs up that trauma. This whole situation of him being in the hospital critical condition multiple days, that triggers up a lot of those feelings as well from people that may have lost people or have had people tragically injured, and you're sitting there waiting and praying that they come out of surgery or praying that they make it out, and you know, it doesn't always work out like that, so to speak. So yeah, man, I figure like a lot of people are going through that, but that's why also, you know, what's kind of cool to hear you say a similar thing, that you weren't even thinking about football like that, because it's like, yo, how do you even transition? And that's been my big struggle since this thing happened. You know, it's frustrating that
I don't know how these dudes on ESPN were doing it. Honestly.
Yeah, bro.
I just kept saying, like, ESPN, just throw on a 30 for 30 or something.
Yeah,
right now.
it's like, it's such a hard thing to want to talk about an actual like game and breaking it down when it just seems so minute and minuscule, when we don't even know if this guy is going to come out of this day. Now, granted, we get the positive results and stuff and the positive news, but right now it's still very much up in the air, which is the crazy part about it. And that's the part for me where I always run through that battle internally, because part of me as a player is what? Man, as a player, we compartmentalize the heck out of everything. It doesn't matter if your mother just got, something tragic happened to her. I remember literally getting a call that one of my good friends passed away tragically. And it's like, bro, you're on a flight. You're playing the next day, because that's just how you got to do it. And you just, all right, I'm sad now, but I'm playing this game. I'll be sad on the way back home, but I'm playing this game. And that's kind of like in my mind, I'm like, well, dang, the player says that's how you're supposed to go. But then the human side is like, well, nah, man, because clearly we can see that this is a little bit more significant than what we've ever seen, because I don't know about you, Deke, I've never seen an NFL game actually stop once it started.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before, bro. Yeah, I've never seen that.
The closest scenario would be the Shazier scenario, but yeah, we ended up playing.
Yeah, so for me, that's been like the part where I'm kind of like, all right, well, should I not think like how I normally think? Because clearly the NFL is at least taking their time with it also, and that at least is comforting, so to speak, because I know how cutthroat it is, and because it's $1 billion business, we understand like this is the machine, and when the machine is rolling, it's rolling. But at least in that sense, they're at least acknowledging it also. But I just wonder, man, what is the next step? What's the quality of it? Because you just think about this Steelers team right now and their ties. Kenny Pickett, his ties. Coach Tomlin, his ties. What does that look like mentally? What does that look like physically for them on Sunday?
Everyone's probably different.
You know
that was
what I mean?
One of the questions I was going to ask you, because you know how I was just saying for us, hopping on this podcast, it could be used as like a good distraction for all of us.
Yeah.
I would say maybe the games on Sunday could be used as a distraction for some players.
Let's talk
but
about
then
it.
On the other hand, I could see people just not wanting to play football for the rest of the season.
I could tell you multiple ways, bro, because obviously we had the Shazier situation, and this was the whole process, right? When he first goes down, man, when he's on the ground right now, bro, none of us want to play a game ever again. We're all in that thing going through it. We're not going to show it. Some of us were, but we're all processing through it. The difference was for us, we never got that option to, hey, do you guys want to continue? It was just, hey, man, it's time to go. So you instantly shift to, I'm going to get one of theirs back because ours is hurt. Not saying that everybody should agree with that thought process. That's how we processed through it during that time. Not saying that it's healthy, but that's what we were accustomed to. The dog eat dog world. You got mine, I'm going to get yours back. It don't make mine any better, but at least I feel better because I got you. That isn't, like I said, a good idea. It's not the healthiest, but that's how we did it in that moment. But then afterwards, the tricky part was this. when you would go see him at the ICU, you're breaking down. It hurts, kills you. But you would go to practice. And you have to take your mind off of it. Because once you get in that door, you got to compartmentalize. So it was a give and take every single day. It's like, dude, I'm crying, I'm happy. I'm crying, I'm happy. And then before you know it, the season's over. And now you get a chance to really sit and like let it fester. And that's when it really hits you. And even to this day, we still aren't all the way good from that scenario. I mean, we changed this all forever because of what we had to see. But with this scenario for this Bills team, I think it's very different because they had to sit there and really process it. They had to really allow the reality of it to hit. Whereas for us, we saw it. It was real as heck each and every day. But between the practices, it just was like, yo, we don't have to really acknowledge it all the way if we don't want to. Whereas this, because everything has stopped, essentially, you got to acknowledge it. And that's the real challenging part, because that's where you do have those thoughts of, is this worth it anymore? And for me, I was fortunate to play 9 years to get to that point where I could really, talk about that balance of, is the risk of paralysis, is the risk of death, is the risk of permanently being injured worth what they're willing to pay me, worth me getting another highlight, worth me putting on another jersey? And that was kind of the dilemma that you would go through. Weighing all those options, that's what was a big reason why I walked away. It was like, yo, I'm cool with this. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't love it like that anymore. It's not worth the risk to me anymore. I'm past that. But that was at 9 years. Shea got the 4. Damar's in what, 2 right now? So it's not always that you even get to that level to even have that option. And that's the unfortunate part and the heartbreaking part as well, man. But I really just wonder, like, how do they even respond from that? Because this is not, like I said, it's not an easy thing to overcome, man. It's not. And when you go back out there and expect to go back out there and play a violent game, that's the other part. Because, man, we was over there initially. You was kind of skittish when you started going back to hitting after the shade thing. We said, like, bruh, I don't know.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's an answer to it at all. It's just man. Like, damn, things just go forward, right? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, in terms of those even the Bengals players, you get to witness that. Hell, even the rest of the NFL, like, we all saw it. We all witnessed it on TV.
Yeah. So think about it. Anybody that's putting on a helmet and shoulder pads playing football at the NFL level, you know how many of us have made a tackle like that, bro? And that's the other part. It's like, bro, at least with the Shea situation, we're like, okay, I see the issue. I know what he did wrong. Granted, he did that earlier and everything was fine, but I get it. With this one, it's like, bro, this is just a routine tackle. Like, golly. But, that's the thing that is, just a part of the game, man. What they call the occupational hazard, man. But, I also would say this. As bad and as tragic as a situation as it is, I'm an optimistic dude. Because otherwise, I get all the way back, and I don't need to do that. But the optimism that I always found was this, man. Like, in these moments, it is cool to see how everybody can come together. When we talk about sports being that great equalizer, when you talk about sports just kind of being above skin color, gender, race, political, religion, all of that, because this is this. When you look at the support that Damar has been getting, when you look at the support that his family, the foundation that he's supporting, like all of this positive stuff, all these different people from all these different walks of life coming together for him, that part at least is dope. And I really hope, man, I pray, that he is able to come out of this and actually witness this love that he is receiving, because that's something that us as players, we know we love each other on that, because it's kind of like, when you go through football training camps and player seasons and you bleed and you hurt and you highs and lows, like, you get a certain bond. That's when you talk about me and TG. It's like, bro, we're close because of what we had to go through. Rob G, Will Allen, Shea, Vince, all these different dudes we talk about because of what we had to go through. And when I think of all of these NFL players coming together to support him, whether it's monetarily, whether it's sending different condolences, or not condolences, but sending different words of encouragement to his family and his friends, his teammates and stuff like that. That part is always beautiful, because it's like, man, the humanity is still here. You know what I mean? That inner part where we talk about, like, our inner core really being good people, that is still on display here, regardless of all the other chaos that we deal with and have been dealing with, in America. To me, like I said, I found comfort in that part, to just see all of us being able to come together to support him in this trying time right now too, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
What was he got up over 5 or 6 million?
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
charity.
Think it was, yeah, man, which is awesome, man. When you just think about a guy having an impact, man. I think he said I think the initial goal was like $2,500 or $2,800 he was trying to raise or something like that for toys for was it right over in Pittsburgh, McKees Rocks, absolutely. Yeah, man. So when you think about that, and then to see once again how a sport, regardless of what had to happen, but the sport giving you that platform, giving him that ability to at least have that reach, and now to get that type of support with him, man, I think that is awesome to see. But like I said, man, I just really pray that he's able to actually appreciate this here and now, not something where we're talking about it for him. You know what I mean? So
good thing is we have been seeing pretty much nothing but positive reports at this point.
Yeah.
Everything at least trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because that's, like I said, going back to the beginning, that's really all I've been. I'm sure a lot of other people too. I mean, I'm checking Twitter like every hour or so, just typing in the search bar Damar Hamlin, trying to see what's out there. So at least what has been happening with this situation is trending in a good way.
No, without a doubt.
We still got, like you said though. Who knows how much more time? Like we don't know. It's
because
like,
because right
we're
now
just left up to whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the timeline is.
Yeah. Who knows? In terms of when they're able to, change his status from critical, when they're able to have him being awake on his own and stuff like that, because he's still sedated from the reports that just flashed on the TV and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. Yeah. But like I said, man, just keep your thoughts and your prayers, man. And just keep supporting the positive energy towards him, man. Like I said, it's unfortunate, it's terrible, and like I said, just a cold, hard reminder of just how dangerous the game is. I mean, we love it. We, obviously we talk about it, make a living off of it, right? This is what we do. But yeah, it can be extremely dangerous at times. And, like I said, it's just one of those unfortunate incidents, man, that we are, having to just acknowledge right now.
Yeah.
So,
I guess...
Yeah, so
not too much more to add. We'll
go supers.
Either super chats.
Yeah,
okay.
Go supers right now because, like I said, we'll have TG obviously, and TG. Yeah, we'll come on at 5 like normal. So we'll talk to him about this as well, get his thoughts on it. So and then we'll just kind of see where we're at after that, man.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Jay Ramos, prayers up for Damar Hamlin, Moats and Deke. Kid you not, it was one of the first times I cried in legit tears watching a football game. Prayers.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I get it. Like I said, as athletes, man, we have become numb, so to speak, to trauma, to seeing guys knocked out cold, to seeing guys shaking on the ground, crying, leg snap, bone showing, and it's bad, But to think that with all of that, to see how grown men, athletes were out there crying as well, just lets you know the severity of it and how traumatizing that situation was. Like, to get an athlete to cry, number one, is a lot. And then to have him crying on national TV is a lot. And then to have him crying with the real, the boo-hoo, I'm hurting. Yeah, man, that's a lot. But that lets you know that this wasn't anything that they've experienced either. Because it's not, man. And that's obviously why we're approaching it, how we're approaching it also, man.
Come on, yeah. Yo. Best place to get Pittsburgh drip at the Closet, PGH.
Ooh, okay. Shout out to the Pittsburgh drip then.
Stangmang 21. In the words of AB, can we speculate or recollate that KP called a couple of his own plays and ignored Canada?
Oh no.
That Sims play was ballsy. Shout out to y'all and prayers for Damar. I don't think he ignored Canada, but I think there was one play where he couldn't hear anything in the headset and had to do something.
Yeah.
He had to dial something up. I think it was the Fryermuth catch. I think it was the one where he rolled out left and then
versus
it was it was 15-yard pass to Fryermuth.
Man, you talking about? Yeah.
I think that was the one that I saw, at least on video. Yeah. But I also did hear you know what, I read it. I didn't hear it. But Kenny applauded Canada for the play calls and putting the players in the right position. Well, I also heard that.
Because the only people that have issues with Canada and his play calls are fans and media. You don't hear a lot of team right now in terms of Steeler players.
We haven't heard it since like week 4 or 5, I think.
And even with that, it was still never as direct as people wanted to make it. It was more of the subliminal stuff. But
could it be Mitch? Could it be Canada?
You know what I mean? Like, it was more that, and people were just trying to witch hunt the whole situation. But yeah, you've never heard them doubt Canada. Yeah. And that's why it was funny when I seen the thing, because it was like, oh man, Kenny said what? Just like, nah, bro, like, they have actually never had any publicly, grievances with their situation with Matt Canada. So yeah.
Kyle Monier, Deontay is getting a touchdown Sunday.
Actually, you good, because I thought you had another one, because I think we had a couple. Yeah, a couple ahead. Yeah.
Shit.
I got you. It's all good. It should be AJ Martinez. It's a Matthew Gisner and a Kyle Monier. But it was before Jerry Ramos. Yeah.
I got him.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
That's my fault.
Oh.
AJ Martinez, Happy New Year. Following the light of happiness while living with beautiful souls that left us all in 2022. Peace, love, and happiness to us all. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go, Deke. Here we go, 5-5 and 5-2. Little your alter egos right there.
Well, like I said, I was in Buffalo on Monday for the game. A little watch party action. It was a fight.
I was gonna say that had to have been just
before it went, like before he got hurt, it was a vibe. Deke, you know how we joke and we like, yo, you had the first day of school outfit or you first day home. It felt like I had just came home from the pen, bro. It was like, yo, Mo's back.
Wait, was there any
back.
other Bills players with you?
No. I had to walk in solo.
You were like a Hall of Famer.
Bro. It was like, you remember Mace? Welcome back. I was one of the things like, ew, what's good? Like, yo, it was a vibe. I even got, they blessed me with some new Bills drip too. You like my new hat?
Oh, man.
I figured it's appropriate that I wear it now going forward to support, especially, you know what I mean, the situation. But yeah, man, it was a vibe, bro. The people up there, shout out to each and every one of y'all that ran into me, man. It was all love. I just, like I said, it got real bad once this scenario happened because obviously, like I said, we get in that conversation, talking to the player, the player development person, and just kind of going through what's actually happening while he's trying to figure it out as well. And the vibe just went crazy. So yeah, but it was all love up there.
Wait, we were talking about this. So I'm curious about this. Mm-hmm. You left before they called it.
So yeah, once he first goes down, and we're seeing how long he was down. My guy, obviously working with the team, is on the phone. He's trying to figure out what we need to be doing. And then from there, it goes into crisis mode when they're finding out what's happening in live time while the TV is trying to catch up. But remember, the game is still paused. It takes time for all that to happen. So in the middle of it, you got to think, this is a watch party, autograph signing, pictures, drinks, music, DJ. Like, it's a scene. So it was just to the point where we're like, bro, we can't even, like, process together what's trying to happen here, or even try, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it was just like, bro, we appreciate everybody, major love, but we got to go ahead and tap out because everything, and the people understood because of the severity of it. But that was when it was still on the like temporarily suspended. I think it was still saying that by the time we had like finally they got to the whip and like changed locations, that's when it was like, all right, hard postponement. I think they were just clearing everybody off the field. They guys walked to the locker room then. But yeah, so that was the whole reason of like when I was talking like it was just crazy and chaotic because it's like, yo, you're trying to get information.
Yeah.
We talking and I'm like, yo, what is going on at the same time? Everything. So that's why I was like, yeah, we just gonna tap up out of this.
Yeah, so I was scared. I didn't know if you thought the game was gonna go on. I just didn't think it was gonna happen. Well, like, I didn't.
Go ahead. Honestly, for me, I was 50-50 because of personal experiences. If we never finished the Shazier game, then it's different. But we never even had a discussion about stopping that game.
Yeah.
So that's why part of me was like, as bad as this is, if he is not like on the brink of death on that field, I thought they were going to play. Now hearing that he literally was, that makes sense why they didn't. But outside of that, let's be real. If he blinks or if he would have gave a thumbs up, you know they were going to play that game.
Right.
We know this.
That's what made this scenario different. Yeah,
but because we never saw a thumbs up, we never saw a leg move, a hand move. We never got the, hey, he's stable. It was always critical. And you could see how everybody was operating and moving, and it was the silence that made everybody start to freak out because there wasn't a lot of information getting put out
just
there.
The fact they had to give him CPR for 8-9 minutes.
So it was that type of stuff that, that's when I started realizing, I was like, yo, they're not going to be able to come back to this. Yeah.
You just can't. There's no way. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because some people were overly critical of the, like, oh, man, they would have just, like, had him out there. Why'd they put him out for 5 minutes? I feel like they were leaving it up to the coaches and just the people down on the field to figure out. Because this is unprecedented.
And I would also say this. There was no protocol outside of the emergency services. And shout out to the fact when you talk about luck, if this is happening in practice or training camp or anywhere outside of an NFL stadium or a hospital, let's be real, he's probably not here. Like, that's the severity of it. So as much as people want to point a finger, because when people are hurt, when people are unsure of a situation, that is how, you can find comfort, by placing blame, by trying to, make sense of it. This isn't a scenario where you can place blame. I know people were trying to get all crazy upset about the 5-minute thing. It's like they're trying to figure out what's the protocol, because there is no protocol for this. People got upset about some of the stuff that was happening on social media, tweets and stuff being said. It's like, man, there is no protocol for this. Now, if we want to address the timing of certain things, I think that's a different conversation when you're talking about just simply reading the room or just being a little bit more sympathetic to a situation. But in terms of what is actually being said by these analysts and these people that, have platforms and have voices, I don't fault them, because I get what they are doing, because that is how it normally works at this level. But this is just one of those 1 in a million type situations right now where there is no standard way of operating. And we're all trying to figure, okay, when do we turn off that barbaric, we're warriors, killers mentality that people love and worship, and that's what makes us us? And then when do we dial it back and say, hey, we're really focused on being humans right now. We're really focused on not being superheroes, not being, these invincible people. We're actually like hurt. This is our brother. This is our cousin. This is our friend. This is our player that we're competing against that you just got respect for. Like, that is that dynamic that all of us are trying to toe right now.
Like, that's the crazy thing to me. Like, we ended up getting to that result where the NFL ultimately did say this is bigger than football. We're canceling this. And then all the people said that as well, like in terms of the players and everyone.
It's just like
so upset that it's like, oh, it didn't happen fast enough. It's like, come on, man. Like, this is so unprecedented. Like, sometimes you got to take your time with decisions and try to process everything. Yeah.
That's the thing, though, and it's a lot easier. And Deke, we can both attest to this as being guys that are on camera, being guys that do speak on these situations.
That's why I couldn't believe, like, with what ESPN and like those dudes, you did your best job.
Like, bro, do you know how hard this is to come up and talk about these things where you're going to have
literally just happen on the spot?
Yeah, too. And literally everything that you say will be nitpicked, will be criticized. If you're a person. And we know the elephant in the room, Skip Bayless. If you're a person that has made a career of being a hot take guy or being a contrarian or ruffling people's feathers, in a scenario like this, anything you say, what are they going to do? They're going to react, because that's what they've been accustomed to doing with you. So if you put anything out there that is gray area or left open for interpretation, this is some of the backlash that you get, unfortunately. That's this business, though. You can't shy away from it, but that's why it's also one of the things that me and you always talk about, in the sense of just not always feeling like we got to be first to say something, or not always feeling like we got to have such a hard stance on certain things, because things are fluid. Things can be unprecedented, and you want to at least have some level of sensitivity to people, because you don't know what you might say or tweet or whatever that is not going to just affect that person. It'll affect their brother. It might affect this person's mother. It might affect this wife over here. Like, you just never know. And that's the thing that, at least with our show, we try to make sure that we're a little bit more sensitive to that type of stuff. Like I said, we can't control everybody else. And that's just life in general. But what we can control, and everybody that is listening to us, you control your energy. You control how you respond to those type of scenarios, man. And I know for me, man, when it's stuff like that, I just choose to not give it attention.
Because you're making it more about that and hate.
Absolutely.
As opposed to just supporting this man.
Yeah, because you're getting pissed off and you go into this witch hunt or this contest of who can really cancel who or who can get off of who. And it's like, is that helping Damar right now? Is that going to make Damar's recovery be any better? Is that going to help Damar's family as they are dealing with this process in live time, his teammates, his loved ones? Like, And that's the thing for me, just as a person who's, like I said, dealt with this trauma and dealt with other personal traumas, where it's like, man, as angry as we are, as hurt as we are, as much as we would want to do violence, or as much as we would want to do this, or have somebody else feel this pain, it's not going to make the scenario better. It doesn't take that hurt away. And that's the thing that we also have to understand. And like I said, it's not easy to do, man. It's definitely not. But that's, just the world that we're in right now, man.
Matthew Gisner. In stadium was a blast on Sunday.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
Happy New Year's, Moats and Deke. Thank you.
No, I salute you as well, man. Absolutely.
Camonier, prayers to Damar Hamlin. Haven't shed a tear in a minute, but seeing the player's reaction got me. No. Thankful to hear he's improved. Life over a game. No. He says, #fire Skip.
I said, man, I get why people would feel a certain way about Skip. I do. Like I said, I definitely can understand the reactions because it's a time and a place. That's the big thing, my big takeaway when I saw the tweet. Just a time and a place. I don't think what he said was necessarily inaccurate. But in that moment, it's more
because
insensitive.
He did say, I don't know. I think people just wanted to run with the first half of it.
But even at the end, he still talks about it. Absolutely.
It's all irrelevant, though.
Yeah, he talked about that because it was a series of tweets. And I understand, like I said, why people are, up in arms about it. Because the sensitivity part. It hurt a lot of people because it came off as very insensitive. And, he has a track record of being, just like I said, an antagonist, so to speak, man. So I get it. But at the same time, man, it's like, we're hurting. He's not the person that we're upset with, man. We're just hurt because Damar is hurt right now. We don't know what's happening with that. All this other stuff, man, you just got to be, like I said, man, just try to just breathe a little bit through it. I'm not saying how to react or how not to react, but we know that this is not going to ever end in terms of contrarians, in terms of people that try to be that. Skip Bayless ain't the first guy. He ain't the last guy. We go down the list of the guys that have made a career of that type of, approach. The hot take guys, the contrarians, are the guys that just want to say outlandish stuff for the sake of getting interactions on social media. Like, we get it. But once again, I'm just a big attention guy. If you don't pay that any attention or you move on, don't interact with it, that eventually goes away. So,
Cal Monier. Deontay is getting a touchdown. I already read that. He says, getting a touchdown Sunday. Come on, Canada, and pick it. Yeah, I guess he needs one,
man.
Huh?
No, he definitely does, man. He definitely does. And I don't see why he can't, man. I really don't. But it's crazy to think he hasn't had a tutty all season, bro.
And I think this.
That's the crazy part,
do I want to say this has been his best season yet? Even though he doesn't have a touchdown, even though his stats probably the last 2 years are better, something has felt different about this Deontay year to me, where he has taken more of a leadership role.
I like it.
Even though he has had the drops still, but
I like him. I'm with you. I think that I would go that far. But like you said, statistically, they're going to be able to pull up. I'm probably sure it's another season out there, but
definitely the last 2 years.
Yeah, but for me, when I just think about, like you said, the impact and the context, but that's part of
rookie quarterback, changes of quarterback.
But it's kind of like when you hear people talk about Coach Tomlin, we talk about that 19 season when Ben got hurt, and it was the Mason and Duck part. And people will speak on that coaching job and like, it was super impressive. But statistically, it's like, he's had way better coaching seasons where he's, went way further. But because of the context in it, that's what makes it impressive. So, that's kind of how I look at Deontay's season this year, man, without a doubt. Like, with everything that has played out, man, like, I definitely think that he's been putting together an impressive year for himself.
Darren Frazier has joined the upper room.
Hey, shout out to Darren Frazier, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Matthew Gisner, no sister. Okay.
Yeah, because that mixed them up. Yeah, we got to settle now. We're good.
Okay, he gives his backstory, though. He says, was alone in the stands, surrounded for 3 quarters. Then after making a bet to switch and have to wear a rival jersey.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
8
no.
gives me the touchdown to 22. I actually really want to know what the bet was. Was it mid-game of like, I bet you we score this series?
Yeah, because I was wondering, how do you do that bet?
How do you make the bet and switch mid-game? You didn't know the result of the game yet. And he says, Buddy wore a Bettis jersey way home on the train. So, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. This is what it is. I understand it. He made the bet to switch a jersey, between rival jerseys with whoever he was in the stands with.
Yeah.
And then after he made the bet, that's when we scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
And then he says his buddy had to wear a Bettis jersey on the way home. So it's not like he switched the jersey and stayed. He made the bet to do the whole switch to wear your rival jersey. And then Kenny Pickett delivered for him.
Shout out to KP and shout out to Deuce. Absolutely, man.
Wait, what's going on here? Cal Monier says Steelers worked out Thaddeus Moss. Gentry a free agent? There's no way we just cut Zach Gentry out of the blue, right?
I was going to tell you.
Did he get hurt?
I was just going to simply say, Deke, I really don't know about any Steelers news on that level just yet. I have not
I did
tapped
see
in.
Thaddeus Moss yesterday. We tried him out.
I know James Washington got released. I do know that. That's literally the only thing I saw. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I haven't followed it now, man. Yeah.
The main question is reunion. That's what's being brought up.
Oh.
Nah. It's
It ain't even talent, but it's relationship wise. Yeah.
Yeah, not even that. Like Steven Stemms, he's been stepping up. They just know it's over and done with.
Yeah. I thought last year was we're gonna agree to disagree. I'm gonna be quiet. Y'all gonna not move me, and we're just gonna let this thing go.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's
he
why
wasn't happy.
Yeah, I'm like the relationship was already bad. Then I don't see him coming back. Nah.
Is he saying Gentry's a free agent next year? Because that might be true. Because this will be after his third year, but when we'll still have his rights with some type of
he's exclusive
deal.
rights because he's unrestricted, or he was free agent when we signed him, undrafted free agent when we signed him.
Thaddeus Moss, though.
Hold on, dude.
That's Randy Moss's kid.
Hold on. No. Wait. Zach.
I don't see anything about him getting released.
Okay.
He must be talking about next season.
Okay.
Like, we're thinking about his understudy.
Cal Monier said, meant to say that Gentry is a free agent next year. Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that is Randy Moss's son, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, once it was his son. Yeah. Was it LSU?
He was highly touted at LSU. I think he went late in the draft or he went undrafted, and I guess he's just been out of the league.
Yeah, I remember us talking about him.
Year or so. I don't make too much of it.
Yeah.
Cool storyline because of the name and everything, but
you don't buy the hype.
He ain't overtaking Gentry or Muth at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It'd be cool if we get him in the system for the offseason, see what he can do, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, we got Connor Hayward. Like,
that's what I'm like, it's a little crowded in there, man.
Why are we bringing him in?
Yeah.
None of those
But
dudes
we didn't
are
sign him, though. You put him in for a workout, though, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably just familiarity then, man. Hold on. Oh, go back up to the top. It said Waves 2 players, though?
Did we?
Oh, holds Trout with 2 players.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's probably just trying to get some familiarity then.
We also tried out an offensive guard, Mike Panasiuk.
Okay.
Is this weird timing? Being only a couple of days
I don't think it's weird
away
timing
from the regular season ending?
It's not weird timing because you got to think, man, the team, especially during season, they working out dudes every week, bringing guys in every week, whether it's at a position where they're just trying to upgrade or if it's at a position where they might have some guys hurt or if they're thinking we might have to bump this guy up and this is going to affect this practice squad spot, so now let me get a guy in here that can be his replacement on practice squad type thing. It's not uncommon. And also towards the end of the season, you also remember once the season ends, man, you'll hear a lot of those dudes signing like future contracts or reserves contracts, stuff like that. So whenever you're bringing in dudes like this at this time of year, it's more so they're trying to, if they can get a guy out here for a game, cool. But more so you're trying to see what that offseason is going to look like too. Just having, because remember, you can get back up to the 90-man roster. So that's the other dynamic during this time of year when you're bringing some of those guys in.
You recognize that name, Panasiuk?
Not off the top of my head.
Apparently we worked him out earlier this offseason.
Okay.
In July. Never signed him though.
Yeah, for me, man, you know, when it comes to players
I thought you were keeping tabs on him.
No, when it comes to work, like players working out, unless it's like a bigger name, I don't really like pay a lot of attention to the workouts. That's part of like my player side though. Cause I told you when I played, it was like, yo, I ain't got time for your workout players. Any of these tryout dudes, I feel some type of way about each and every one of them. Cause you're only bringing them in here to try to get somebody up out of here. And it ain't going to be me. So that was always my energy towards them trials, man. Yeah, I don't like them trials. And Tuesday trial, whoa, what? Leave me alone.
Trust me, I didn't remember him either.
Yeah.
Ryan Duran.
But with all due respect to anybody that does do a Tuesday trial, I just want to throw that out there too. We ain't taking shots at y'all. We just, just talking.
Ryan Duran, love to see the work from the O finally show in the clutch. Work from the offense in the clutch.
Facts.
Back-to-back weeks.
Building it, man. Got to keep building it, man. Absolutely.
Ryan Duran, we've seen these flashes from Kenny with pro-level accuracy and ball placement all year. Glad he's shutting the haters up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the O-line.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Consistency is key and longevity, man. So let's keep it going. Absolutely.
Farron Bradford, O-line performance like that. Can't really see a scenario where we sign or draft one. Ooh. No one commands an extension either. Load up again on defense this offseason. Maybe, question mark. I just don't think it would hurt us bringing in a guy on the left side with one of those top 3 picks. Or a veteran.
They're bringing somebody in. You got to have some competition. You got to bring somebody in. I mean, they're still going to bring in pieces defensively without a doubt, but yeah, you're going to bring somebody in. You got to. Just like when you talk sample size, when you talk about the consistency, when you talk about like, is that completely enough for you going forward if it never improves? Is that good enough? And that's the question that you have to ask yourself, and that's the question that this team is going to be asking themselves. And that's why I feel like they are going to at least bring somebody in to get it more consistent. And that consistency could be with the players that we currently have, but they're going to do something to make sure it's really that and not, just staying complacent and staying where they currently are. So just to kind of give you a little bit of that right there without going too much in that thing. But you catch what I'm saying.
Mike Hood, prayers up for Hamlin. In comparison, we just a bunch of whiny fans that are not in the war. Appreciate what you saying, Moats.
No, man, all love. And the thing is this, emotionally, man, y'all are still very much connected, but that is the difference, man, when you talk about the risk part. Not everybody signs up for that same risk, man. Not everybody is capable of it either, right? We talk about athletic ability, and it's not a pity party or a, man, where's the sympathy of feel sad, but that is the kind of reality of it. It's like,
there's just probably some stuff we're never going to understand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fans are like one of the most important things in all
absolutely. It all goes hand to hand, man.
Yeah, it's all
like
connected.
The game is big because the fans support it. The fans support it because the players do what they do. The owners are there because they do what? They provide all of the resources and all the accommodations to make sure that we all got all this stuff readily available to us. So like I said, everybody gives and helps with this scenario. That's why it's always funny whenever we go through our labor negotiations and it's like, yo, we pissed off with them, they pissed off with us, but we still need each other. It's like they can't have the game without us, and we can't do this league without them. So here we go. All right, give and take. That's just part of it.
Farron Bradford, shout out to my daughter, Gianna. She was born.
Let's go, man.
Oh, just recently. The 2nd of January, 2023.
Man, salute Gianna, man. And salute you, Farron Bradford, man. Oh, congratulations, man. Let's do it. And hope mom as well. Also, you know what I'm saying? Salute mama putting in her hard work. Absolutely. But, dude, let's go, man. I love it.
Come on here. Edmund, Sutton, Lario are 3 dudes we got to resign. I'd take Bush or Spillane back and Boykin, a.k.a. DHB 2.0, on special teams. Edmonds is a must, though.
Now, I like the vibe right there, man. I'm with you on that. He said he'd take Bush or Spillane. Which one you going with? I like to put it on you. You know that.
Or is he saying both, either or?
You tried to go with the cop-out. We ain't say cop-out.
Well, I think you asked me before that Ravens game, and I said Devin Bush. After witnessing last game, feels like we could do without Devin Bush, seeing how Mark Robinson played a little bit there.
Oh, no.
And having Spillane in for, was it almost like 100% of the snaps?
Yeah.
He was
he
out
played,
there
he played, yeah. His snaps haven't been tapped with.
Well, who gets more money, Bush or Spillane?
If I'm a team, I'd much rather pay Spillane than I'd pay Devin, personally. But I don't know.
Bush has the first round.
Yeah, he has the
cachet.
first round tag on him, but I don't know what that market's going to look like.
Who are the Steelers paying more? If they had the either or choice, like, we can only, or maybe it's not pay more, but just like, hey, we have to pay one of you guys like $2 or $3 million.
If the Steelers had it their way, it would be Devin because he's the first rounder. When
They'd
you move on from the first rounder, what is that saying? That's saying that, hey, we got it wrong. Teams don't want to do that.
Tomlin's showing some things though.
No.
Where like he's willing to move off.
No, he is. But think about it in the context, right? Even to the point where you just said it yourself, man. You saw how Mark Robinson was playing and looking, is flying around and stuff like that. But it's still one of those things where 55 is still going to get those opportunities, still have been getting those opportunities, regardless of how well a player might have been playing, regardless of how more productive a person might have been. So even though we say, yeah, they're moving off of it, still not all the way moving off of it like you would if this person wasn't a first rounder. Catch my drift? You're not giving Spillane those type of luxuries. You're not doing that.
Spillane's been doing good, though. Where you're not looking to move off
but once again, think about how long Spillane had to do good to get to that point that you're talking about. Whereas when we talk 55, it's been times where it's been a lot more of how long would it take for him to actually get back to being productive. But yet he was still doing what? Starting. Getting those opportunities. That's the difference.
Yeah, last year was a catastrophe.
Yeah, so
like
that's
Devin Bush has actually been pretty good this year.
He has
been.
Decent. He definitely has been. But that's the part where I'm like, I know we say they look like they're moving off of it, but they're very slow to do that because that is an indictment on them. That's saying that they got it wrong on a person that they invested a lot in on top of that. But
my guess is
I would like for them both to be back personally.
Yeah, my guess
the competition in that thing
is Spillane will be back at a cheaper rate, like $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million per year, or maybe on a 1 year deal. I don't know. Could it go up to two years?
Yeah.
And then I think Devin Bush could be like an either or depending on what the free market might be looking.
The way I
kind
of see it, I see them taking care of Spillane because they're not going to have to break the bank on him. But like you said, 1.5 or even a 2 type situation, if they give him 3, like even better, because I personally wouldn't mind him to get compensated a little bit more. Just that's me selfishly. But
that 5-5.
But no, I ain't trying to give him the 5.5 money. I'm just simply saying, like, I just like his energy. You know what I mean? But they ain't gonna pay him like that, so they don't need to pay him like that. But with Bush, I think they treat him kind of how they did Edmonds last year. Let him test the market, see what it's like, and then come back. Because that's how they did Edmonds. Let him test it. When it didn't show what he wanted, he came back very team friendly on that deal. I think the Devin Bush situation is more like that. I think Spillane, they go ahead and just pay him because it's not going to be expensive. But for Bush, like I said, man, you as a first rounder, you always feel, how it goes. Like, first rounders get paid. So you're going to feel like you can test that market. You test it. As you do.
Comments in the offseason.
That's how they do, bro. So that's the part where it's like,
what do you say? No matter what,
I'm still gonna be in the league because the first rounders talk like that. First rounders think like that. That is and that's why for us,
Jarvis Jones got a chance somewhere, right?
He did, but
he got cut.
But trust me, Jarvis never felt that type of confidence, like to say a comment like that. And think about the timing of when he said it too. That was the other part. But we ain't gonna dwell on the past and stuff. But that's he's right. As a first round, he's gonna get opportunity somewhere. It just depends on the tag, how much money is gonna come with that. But he's gonna get another opportunity, whether it's here or elsewhere. That's that's how it goes.
Then we got Camonier. Prayers to everyone.
Yeah.
Win on Sunday, no matter what.
Nah, facts, man. Facts.
Oh, another thing with the whole Bush Spillane and even Mark Robinson.
Yeah.
Will be interesting for this week coming up because Cleveland likes to run the ball too. I know it's a little bit of a different offense in the read option, but
no. You said it's gonna be interesting. I don't think it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, you think it's gonna be the same?
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
I'll be surprised if it's not similar to what we just saw. Because what's the difference between Baltimore and Cleveland in terms of their offensive attack? They still want to run the ball.
Deshaun ain't lighting up dudes in the passing game either.
He did. He was a lot better this last game, though.
He was.
He was better this last game, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He was better this last.
Those are some wide open touchdowns.
No. Cooper, the touchdown to Cooper.
That was a nice pass. It was a really nice pass. Okay, I'll give him credit for that.
And then the other one was just a missed tackle. Cooper missed the breaks the tackle and sprints up the line. But it's all good. You know how it goes. Yeah, ain't true. I'm good, baby.
I just think they're going to run the ball. I don't think they're going to light us up in the passing. That just hasn't been their offense at all.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You good, man?
Nah, I want to hear it.
Nah, it's all good, man.
You think Robinson's getting torched?
What?
Passing game.
Man, I don't know. What? I don't even know how you got the Robinson, man. I'm good, baby. What you talking about? We was talking about the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't. Watson hasn't been lighting us. Like the talk about Robinson could be, will he be a hindrance in the passing game? Because maybe he's unfamiliar with assignments. He's a rookie, this and that. But I just don't think the
As
Browns'
long as-
offense has been even operating that way with
Yeah,
Deshaun
they're
Watson, where they're lighting it
like-
up like that.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll get to them too because they're still going through that transition also. But all I was saying is just that if you have that narrative from what they had been doing those first couple games before last game, I just think it's very different when I'm watching it and you can see the improvement. But no different than
I think last week can only help his confidence. For
yeah,
sure.
because it's no different when I would talk about Kenny and I would talk about Trubisky and people would have hard stances on them. Oh, these guys are bad. And it's like, no, context. I see positivity. And now here we are multiple weeks removed. And we saw both of these dudes at various points in time show some of that. That's all I was saying with that Browns offense. It's like, it ain't lighting it up yet, but it's already showing stuff where it's like, that could get serious. But it's one of those things that I don't expect you or a lot of people to acknowledge, especially this week because the Browns, and we play them this week.
What? He only had 20 pass attempts. It's not the Deshaun Watson from the Texans.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not that where he's dropping back, throwing it 30, 40 times.
Yeah. And remember, that's a whole expectation thing too. When I watch this version, I'm not expecting that. Because this is a guy that hadn't played football.
You're almost looking at him like a rookie.
Exactly.
Getting back.
Exactly. I'm looking at him anticipating throws, and I'm saying, okay, we can holler about fluke this and that. I'm like, no, that's an anticipating, that's stepping in, and that's a dagger he just threw right there. And I'm starting to say, okay, all right, who can get open? All right, you got Amari Cooper. He's your X factor. The only X factor, really, in terms of their passing game to that extent. But that's the stuff. But even with that, they still got issues up front in terms of protection. So I'm not tripping on any of it.
Mike Lang. Do you guys think it would have just been appropriate for the NFL to cancel games this week? Just to give the players appropriate reflection time also would have helped with rescheduling the game.
Yeah, that's the weird part because part of me says yes, but the other part of me is like, the machine is the machine. And we've been so conditioned to always go forward with the machine that part of me is just like, yo, you just play because that's what we've always had to do. It didn't matter if, you get news that somebody that you love passed away, you're on a flight. You're playing a game the next day. Like, that's the reality of it. Oh, this person had this happen. It doesn't matter. Go play the game. Oh, you got a kid being born. It doesn't matter. Go play the game. Hey, man, you're feeling sick. It doesn't matter. Go play the game. So when you've heard that for so many years, whether you're talking professionally, whether you're talking collegiately, shoot, some places even high school, that's all you know. So the part of me is like, nah, you just play the game and you just get back on the bike. It's like, yeah, man, did it hurt? Sure. Are we all traumatized by it? Yes. But we just got to keep going because that's all we know. And that's part of like the dynamic that gets kind of weird in a sense when you hear the comparisons, when you hear like athletes say like football and like war, that type of dynamic, just in the sense of like, man, when you see certain traumas to people that are close to you, you have to just literally erase it and just keep moving. And that's part of the approach that I have. And that's why I'm like, part of me says, yeah, you just play the games. But then the other side, the human side, hey, is that healthy for these men going forward side? Not the physical part, but just the emotional and the mental part. Like, it's a lot. That's the part of me where I'm like, yeah, man, you're right, man. Take time. Grief counseling. Like, talk. Because we don't always know how to talk. Man, I'm 34 years old, Deke. I still don't even know how to talk. And it took me going to Cali for 30 days to even get good enough to even say that I don't know how to talk. You know what I mean?
I think you're a pretty good talker.
I don't feel like it at times, But, hey, I'm going to just say what you just said right there. And every time my wife, me and her get in it, I'm going to say, hey, babe, you know how you said I don't talk? Boom. I'm going to just play I think you're a good talker. Just play that part.
How much time into the podcast is this? We're about an hour and 4 minutes.
Can you bookmark that part right there, man?
Minutes,
I need that part right there. Because, yeah, at times, man, wifey, she don't be thinking I'm a good communicator. She be
Maybe
like,
you need to listen better.
You need to talk more. Oh,
maybe that's what it is.
Say it one more time, clean, just like that. Because I'm going to bookmark that, too. Yeah, yeah, I need that, Deke. I'm telling you, man. When she be running up on me, just talk. Why? I know you're upset. I can tell something bothering you. You're sad. You're not talking. You're in the room. Deke, boom. I'm a good communicator. You just need to listen better.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying she needs to listen better. Maybe we all need to listen better.
No, facts.
I think we all do. That's something or a skill that's taken for granted in society these days.
Oh,
because that's part of communication.
Yeah, it's the giving and receiving of information, man. We focus on the giving and not always the receiving part. Like, you got to listen, man. Absolutely.
Next one, I think, is it Jerry Ramos?
Yes.
Bills will annihilate the Pats by 20 points. Saleh, in his interview today, said he wants McDaniel to join him in the offseason. Steelers playoff bound. What? I'm lost here. So Saleh, head coach of the Jets, wants
they play in
head
Miami.
coach of the Dolphins to join him in the offseason.
Unless he's saying, like,
As
we
an
ain't
offensive
going
coordinator?
to or maybe he's saying we ain't going to the playoffs, so you coming with us. You ain't going to the playoffs either. Maybe that's the approach.
I don't know. I don't think either of those dudes
Yeah.
are losing their job because even though how the season has ended for both those teams, it has been an overachieving season for both those teams to even be in this spot.
Absolutely. I think he's kind of like, maybe I could be wrong, but I'm taking it more so as he's simply saying, like, yo, I'm not going to the playoffs, so you going to come and join us in the offseason.
That's
like,
what
come
it is.
holler
I
at
get
me,
what
bro.
you're
Like,
saying now.
you coming with me this offseason because we're going to knock y'all out. We're going to win this week.
Join me on the couch.
Yeah. And in terms of the Bills, man, I pray they annihilate the Pats. You know why? Because then we're going to get in. We get in if they win. That's how it goes. Unless something changes with how they classify that Bills-Bengals game, would a tie hurt us? I haven't looked into it like that. I literally do not know, bro.
I think no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The question is, my question is more geared towards you. What do you think the Bills do in terms of their players playing or not? That's the main thing.
So this is my thing, man.
Because at the end of the day, if the Bills just beat the Patriots and the Jets beat the Dolphins, like, we're in.
Yeah.
But obviously, if the Bills like starters are in, it's just a matter of the fact that would help them beat the Patriots.
So this is why I'm kind of stuck.
But because the whole tie scenario could like maybe just lock in the Bills to the 2 seed, depending on what happens with the Chiefs game.
I wasn't. That's the part I don't know because it's so
right now the Bills, because they have one less game,
Bills,
are
Bengals,
2.
and Chiefs right now are all in that same kind of scenario. That's why the game has such significance.
So if you look at the standings right now, whenever they popped it up, they have the Chiefs over the Bills right now.
Yeah.
Just because the Chiefs have that extra win.
Gotcha.
So their win percentage is just a tad better.
So they can't classify it as a tie then without penalizing one of those two teams. Then that we're in it. Is what you're saying?
If they give the Bills the tie, they're the 2 seed right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would essentially penalize if they classify it as a tie. Then it penalizes Buffalo or Cincy because Cincy's still vying for that. They're still trying to get the.
Are they going for the 2 seed or the 1?
I thought they still had a chance to get the 1 as well, but it all depended on them beating the Bills and Kansas City. I think Kansas City would have to lose again because they would have the tiebreaker and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the question for the Bills. Just are you playing your guys?
Like it's just tough, man, because we say are you playing your guys, but regardless if you're playing them or not, I just don't know their headspace right now.
Yeah.
Like
Understandable.
Like them dudes, man, they're going through it. It's just a lot. Like I said, for us, I remember how hard that was when we had to come to work on Wednesday. A lot of us did not want to be there. I remember Coach Tomlin, like, it wasn't a normal Wednesday. Like, he had to have the medical experts come in there and before we would do anything, give us an update. Like, we wanted to know. And it took that. And then from there, we were obviously able to go out there and proceed. But then from there, we told you, as soon as practice up, we are racing over to the hospital. We're going to go see him. We kicking it with him. He's a part of it. So with this, because of the nature of it, with him still being in Cincinnati, remember Shea was out there for a couple of days, but then they brought him back to Pittsburgh. He was a Presbyterian.
You said you were talking to him about game plans.
Yeah,
and stuff
like
too.
literally, So it was like we could at least feel some sense of hope, even though, like I said, it was brutal when, regardless of what you saw with him or even the people that you would have to walk by, because it's ICU, it's critical. This is the worst of the worst trauma. So, you see that type of stuff, but we could always kind of block it out for an hour and a half or 2 hours when we had to practice. When you're in meetings, you're thinking about him because, hey, it's an empty chair right here. When you're in the locker room, you think about him. Why? It's an empty chair right here. So that dynamic, when you're talking about the Buffalo Bills, it's like somebody was I call TG my locker mate. We close. Somebody was Damar's locker mate.
Dude, he's been a starter too.
Yeah,
you got to imagine through
bro.
walkthroughs or just being in practice. Like,
that's a lot.
He's been there the whole year.
That's a lot.
Starting safety spot.
That's a lot, bro. So when you look and you're like, bro, he's not here right now. Or you're in that meeting. He's not here right now. Hey, man, we sit next to each other on the boat. Or we're on the bus or on the plane. Or, hey, that's my roommate on the road. Like, it all affects you. And you don't know how each person is going to be impacted by that or how people cope with it. That's the other dynamic because, like I said, man, not everybody understands or has the tools at that age, 21, 22, 23. They're young dudes right now trying to figure it out. And they already got a lot on their plate, but now this is just like that added part, and it's different because a lot of us might have had situations where we've experienced a trauma from a close friend or something violent, but the response is usually different because it's more than likely something non-sports related, and you kind of like chalk it up to the scenario, but I know what I got to process through. With this, you don't get that luxury because it's football. Like when you show up, everything you do, you're going to be reminded about this particular guy. So I don't even know mentally what version of that Bills team shows up. I don't. Yeah. Like I said, I wish I had a better answer, but I just don't know what version shows up, man. Are you sure? Do you get the, hey, yo, we're pissed off, we just going to send a message and do it for Damar? Kind of like what we did with almost the 50s?
And then just having the game be a good distraction for them. Like, okay, we could at least get back to business. Right. Like you said, compartmentalize this for now at least.
Because for us, it was like, yo, okay, we're going to put 50s everywhere. Shirts, cleats. Man, when we win the division, we taking the shirt to him. Man, when we do this, we're going to FaceTime him in the locker room. We're going to celebrate with him. Like, that was kind of the approach, and that helped us get through it. But they don't even get the luxury of at least hearing him talk to them right now.
Yeah.
Shay talking to us helped us more than we could help him. He always says the first way. We like, no, bro, you helped us because it was him actually talking that made us feel like, all right, we can go through. Right now, he's not even
at least he's
you know
here,
what I mean?
right?
Like, yeah. So it's just like you can't even get that sense of, hey, oh, my brother said go out there and get one for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even got that. So, like I said, that's the part that just really sucks with it, man.
Damar Brown, fellas, do you think we need to draft a center? It was Halloween Cole pulled off. Hold on, here it is. It was Halloween. No, here it is. Let me read this.
All right, let's see what you got. What do you got?
If it was Halloween, Cole pulled off the KG53 look without fail. Or was Cole in a back that ass up contest?
Hey, y'all wireless. Yeah. Mason Cole, I mean, he had a little rocky of a performance against Baltimore. It happens. You know. That's
the other lineman stepped up enough.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Chooks was getting torched too.
But it's Baltimore. You think you just gonna wash Baltimore for 4 quarters and we just gonna die? Like, that ain't how this game works. That ain't how that rivalry works, man. And they got dope players as well, man. But you know, Mason will learn from it. That's the beauty of this game. You play long enough, you get got. Absolutely. You just try to get them more than they get you. And you take these experiences and you learn from them. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know it's like we talking about. He had him a time. Absolutely he did, man. But like you said, that's a part of it. You know, when I think of Mason as a whole, though, I think his body of work, he's been way better than what we saw on Sunday. You know, we don't see much of that. Whereas for me, I think that Mason has still been one of our better and really consistent players. Not elite in terms of better than a James Daniels or a Chooks in terms of talent wise, but I think he's just a good player. And yeah, I think he's earned, you know, one not so glamorous performance. Yeah. He's earned one of those. Yeah.
I just noticed the time. Yeah, I saw you checking your phone.
Yeah, so
how
we're
we
good.
Looking?
No, because initially he had texted me. He said he had to push it back. Then he texted me like he's good. But I saw we had like, I think 2 supers just left,
3,
maybe.
I think.
All right, so let's tap into the next one, and then I'll get this geared up. Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Looking like 4. Sean Diddy 6. Did y'all peep when Tutu snatched that Ravens fan flag? Yeah, I did. That was pretty funny. I think he said on the broadcast, didn't he say, like, did you guys make sure you got that on camera? He was like real pumped about it. Yeah, whenever he scored the touchdown, like some Ravens fan was waving their flag and he just grabbed it and threw it.
I like it.
Vincent Martinez from the 707. Instead of moving Naji, why not trade Deontay and his contract for an established cornerback of equal value? See, that is actually...
Okay.
I don't agree with the recommendation. I think we keep Deontay, but at least whenever we talk about trading Deontay, get a draft pick, at least this is like, oh, wow, we could... Mm-hmm. What if we traded Deontay for a J.C. Horn? Not saying they're direct equals of, like, where they are at their respective positions level-wise, but, like, oh, wow, we could actually use J.C. Horn, and it would help a lot at the cornerback position. Yeah. I think we stick with Deontay, but all right, at least he's got some type of suggestion here. Isn't Austin the same type of receiver as Deontay? Leaves Kenny with plenty of targets. He's just not proven.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think he's more take the top off. He can run some good routes, but Deontay, I mean, he was a Pro Bowl receiver last year.
That's my thing. I'm like, I know we like to get enamored with talent. Talent and productivity are two very different things, though. Right now, Calvin Austin is just very talented. We do not know if he's productive at this level. Deontay Johnson has proven that he is productive at this level, regardless of quarterback, regardless of coordinator. He's shown that now. So I don't think that, moving Deontay and banking on Calvin replacing his productivity, I don't personally think that benefits Kenny. I think that hurts him more than it helps him, because Deontay still is our leading receiver.
And they're building a rapport.
Yeah. And he's been a leading receiver for 7 as well? When 7 was, because he was the leading receiver then too.
He was.
So, he's one of those guys that we talk about it. He is quarterback friendly because he wins in a hurry. He gets open. And outside of, like I said, earlier in his career, he has improved his catching. We give him a hard time because of the expectations that we have for him, but we have seen the growth. We have seen the improvement and the development. I love the fact that he's actually started to show his passion more on the field in terms of expressing himself at the big plays. That was one of the things I loved about AB. It's like, man, don't just tell me you're having a good time. Show me you're having a good time. When you make a play, man, get up and flex on them. Talk about it. Now, don't get in trouble all the time. All right, we don't need another Carolina situation, but express yourself. So like I said, I do like that part, but yeah, I wouldn't move on from him with with Calvin as the main replacement plan. That's my only hiccup.
Richard Arbizo, can we get a random poll today for the culture? No.
Oh, was that everything that was included in that message, or was it something else, man?
Raindrops.
Maybe I'm just dripping off the pole, man.
No.
Sometimes the pole get a little leaky. That's what they say, man.
No.
Yeah.
We're not going in this
sure?
direction.
Because the pole, when the pole get put in, it can get crazy sometimes, man. And you never know, you get wet. That's what they say.
No.
That's what they say. I don't say. That's what they say. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Jerry Ramos. To be more specific, sorry guys, they asked Salah if he wants to play spoiler, and Salah said, "Heck yeah." Moats clarified.
Yeah, we were good. I was picking up what you were putting down, Jerry. I was picking it up, baby. I got you.
Last one, Dondre Izell. It happened to Quentin Nelson for the Colts. He also got bodied.
Oh yeah. Who was it? They were playing was it the Giants they were playing?
Recently?
Yeah, whoever the Colts last game, I think it was the Giants. Yeah. Quentin was definitely getting folded up a little bit, but you played his game.
He might be in the David DeCastro era of his career.
Nah,
David DeCastro.
Man, it's one of them things.
Season.
You play this game, you're gonna have bad plays. You're gonna have bad goes around, man. It happens. I know we all want to be perfect out there, but that ain't how it works, man. And for those caliber players, like a Quentin Nelson specifically, who has a long list of just doing people just filthy in a good way. Anytime you get any type of play where it's a negative for him, I know, granted, he probably played 80 snaps out there. It don't matter. If it's a handful, we going to highlight them. We going to talk about them because those type of guys, man. It's kind of like when, you get a bad Brady play. We're going to talk about that bad Brady play. We still be thinking about that drop that he had in the Super Bowl.
Brady's drop.
I be thinking about it.
That never comes to mind.
I be thinking about it because I'm a hater. I be thinking about it, but then I love him too. I'm a supporter and I hate him at the same time. Make it make sense. It don't, but that's how we live it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there's one more.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Tap that in real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna get this going, and then we're good.
Luca says, Moats, do you think Harris having a Warren to help the load gives him more than 5 years to stay elite? You got to think with Pickett growing too.
Whoa. I wanted to just simply ask you first off. Wait. Well, because you know what? I want to answer this. We'll ask TG. I want him a part of this conversation when we talk about this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll wait.
Okay.
We'll wait.
Works for me.
Yeah.
This has a question to do with the comment, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
It has something to do with Warren overtaking the backfield. I'm guessing.
We just gonna have. I just figured that we could have a group conversation about that scenario from Luca. So
this is another one.
So we do appreciate you, Luca. We definitely do. But
Naji coming off a really good game. Let's see what TG's got to say. Well, wait, you said it on Monday. He texted you and said,
well, hold on. We calling him right now. We're going to get to the bottom of everything.
All right.
Because obviously we got to get his thoughts on, the Bills situation. But I definitely want to talk to him about this too, though.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Is that him?
Man.
Is that the one? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is him. My locker mate. It is him. Almost heaven. It is him. West Virginia Mountaineer alum. It is him. Pittsburgh Steelers alum. More importantly, my locker mate.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Terence Garvin. Shout out to my dog. How we living on your end, man?
Oh my God, you're feeling good, man. Living good, feeling good.
No doubt.
What's the word? How you feeling, man?
I mean,
blessed out here.
Man, look, I get to talk to you. This is the second time I done talked to you today, so I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I get to talk to my locker mate, I feel good. It makes my spirits feel lifted. So, it's a great day. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what it is. And my people in the chat, shout out to everybody. I see Rod Dollar, Steely Macaphiliac, and Javi Berg 420 giving you the big time birthday shout outs because they did not forget you.
Why didn't I know this?
Salute. They didn't forget you. He's a January 1st baby. He sparked off the new year. Yeah, he sparked off the new year.
I need to mark it down.
Yeah, so definitely wanted to give you the happy birthday on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Big time love, man. I see you out there making your rounds too. You done been to you was at the bowl game for Penn State. I see you down there at the bowl game down in Georgia. I'm like, bro, you everywhere right now.
I just know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, TG, he had all the hot games. I'm like, yo, who you got in the natty? Like, you got the plug? Like, what's happening here? Because you know everybody. It's crazy.
Hey, listen. First of all, I was so wrong. I did not see TCU doing that. Like,
oh yeah, that was nuts.
Oh man,
yeah,
I was so wrong. I'm wrong on a couple things though. I'm coming to admit my truth.
He said he got to admit his truth.
I'm coming. Did you see that paper I sent you? I texted you.
Hey, oh, I got you. Go. Give me a second. I'm gonna show it to Deke. All right, because he didn't see it. I'm gonna make sure he sees it. This is what your boy texted me. All right. Now, this was Monday, obviously, before everything took place in the game.
Wow. Listen, I don't think you need to apologize.
He simply, I'm showing it on camera. I don't know if y'all can see this.
I feel like you've been on the Kenny Pickett train these last couple months.
It's for the audio only crowd.
You were a little too pro Mitch, I think.
For the audio only crowd, my dog TG texted me a picture of this form. It's a Kenny Pickett apology form. And one of the reasons why he felt the need to apologize, it says reasons for behavior. I only look at box scores. I wanted to draft Malik Willis. You're a Ravens, Browns, or Bengals fan.
Right.
You blamed him for awful play calling.
Right.
You made fun of him for small hands.
Right.
Or I'm a Penn State / West Virginia fan. And that is where TG followed up said picture with, I'm a WVU fan.
I checked on my box.
So ladies and gentlemen, TG, if he's not one thing, he is definitely accountable and very much self-aware. So shout out to the homie for that, man. Yes.
K8 made me believe. I believe that. I think that was the drive that's gonna change his career. Like I think. Let's go. I think that was it. I seen something. I seen that I was looking to see.
Okay.
I'm like, what was that?
Okay.
I was actually like, what was that? I was in shock. Like,
yeah.
What was that? He rolled out, spun out, hit him on the run. I'm like, what was that?
Patrick Mahomes' ass.
It's getting freaky over here.
Was that?
It's getting freaky over here.
Listen, I don't think you need the apology for him, though.
Hey.
I don't think you were hating on Pickett at all, really. You've been saying every week, like, I like what I'm seeing.
I just didn't believe, but I didn't know it was that. That looked like...
Oh, so you were still thinking Bryce Young a little bit for next year.
I was never thinking Bryce. But I didn't think this was...
Or were you thinking CJ? Because you text me you text me Monday night. The games took place on Saturday, though. The games took place. So was your energy that on Saturday when you was in attendance, or did this shift afterwards?
It was the rollout for me.
It was the rollout.
The rollout.
Okay.
And he hit Naji on the run on the dot. I was like, who is that?
Okay.
I didn't believe what I seen.
Okay.
You know, he threw a cover 2 dagger that was so pretty. I'm like, who is that?
He did. He started anticipating it. I was like, whoa.
I'm like, I didn't know he had that in the book. I never seen that.
That's
My
different.
whole time of Kenny Pickett, I never seen that. He didn't do that in college. He didn't do that.
That's different. That's very different. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a moment. I don't want to get too high.
Yeah.
But he got my attention.
But the stakes as well. That was the other part. When you talk prime time, Ravens, you just lost to them a couple weeks ago. All of that. Yeah.
To stay alive in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you step up and throw that.
And they was talking all week, or not all week, but even all night about how great that Ravens defense is in the red zone, how tough they are to score on, and this is a gotta have it situation and all that other stuff. But it was definitely impressive, man.
The Pickens the week before, I didn't believe. I was like, they must have covered.
Fair.
I thought he made something happen.
Hey. What do you call it? Backhand King. I see you, TG. Yeah. Backhand King in the building. Hey, New Year, same TG though. Don't get it twisted. Just cause he had a birthday, just because it's the year 2023, TG still gonna have that backhand compliment game strong. All right, not strong, it's strong. Okay, stop playing with him.
But that was pretty. That was a pretty roll. It was the rollout.
Yeah.
To get the shoulders together.
Yeah.
And to throw it in the window.
It was clean. That was clean.
I'm like, all right.
That was clean.
But now you've shown me you can do that. So now that's what I'm looking for.
That's the expectation now. Yeah.
The expectation is that we could be down by 5.
Yep.
With 30 seconds to go.
45
seconds to go.
On the road.
And feel comfortable.
Yep.
That's what he told me.
That's the standard now. Yes.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
I'm with you. Yes.
To my other point.
But wait, there's more. Because I don't know where Deke was about to go with this, because he's ready to get in here. I've seen a ton of people in the chat bringing up a ton of people in the chat.
They think there's a apology form missing.
because they like the first apology form. They did, but they definitely feel like we only halfway there. I don't know if you feel the same. But it's a lot of people in the chat saying that you leaving something off of your apology.
I only brought one apology for it. I only brought one.
TG said, I'm standing on business. He said, I said what I said, and I'm 10 toes down. Oh, Lord, here we go.
But let me set the record.
Here we go.
I seen the value of it. I seen the value of it.
Okay.
And I know 31 other teams seen that value the other night.
I can't stand this dude.
I think the time is now. Sit it down and ship it out and go get everything. It's hot right now. Ship it out.
He definitely has hit a second-round pick value.
I think you can get a second for it right now. It's hot.
I can't stand you for bringing it up, because swear me and Deke was laughing. We was low-key like, yo, I think Naji value done went up, bro. The way he been running, bro. I think the value done went up.
You can get a 2 for this, right? It's ready. It's ready.
Why do you do this, bro? Why do you do this?
I will say this. I seen totally the value of it. I seen what it is. It's meant for the cold. It's meant for this time.
Bro, he's a bruiser. He gonna body punch you to death. He's George Foreman. Y'all want Ali. L. Bell was Ali. Big, flashy. He was Ali. It looked great. You could root behind it. Yes. This is George Foreman. This is daggone Joe Frazier. Like, that's what we're looking at right here. He the body, but he gonna chop wood. Rocky Balboa. Like, it ain't pretty. But he gonna outwork you. He gonna give you that. Yeah, that's what he on.
Now, I'll be real. I think this is what they need. I think if you keep it, you have to get Because I like 30 a lot, man. I was texting you
30
in the game.
clean,
I like
yeah,
30. He
30
run hard.
clean.
I'd like to see his confidence come up a little bit harder because I think he got to carry the first half of the season when it's hot.
I'm with you.
And then
I'm
and
with
when
you.
when it get cold, I think you bring this 270-pound running back that's in there.
Almost like the Packers with Aaron Jones and Dillon.
Time out though.
Did I
Time
say
out
70? I'm
though.
in 40.
Time out.
I'm in 40.
You hear
I'm in
the
40.
backhand king?
I'm
Did
in
you
40.
this 270-pound back, bro?
I'm saying he ran heavy.
Bruh.
He ran heavy. He looked like a bruiser. He was a dog this weekend. I was like, whoa, what's that? He came through the hole on a split zone, jumped over the lineman.
You see,
I'm
that
like,
was the one.
Who's
That was the play when he jumped through. I said, whoa. I said, won't get that too much now.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was,
like, well, what's that?
Hey, but TG, the one that got me was this though, bro. How when he would get up, usually he turned around and walked to the huddle. He was wolfing out that thing.
Yeah,
he was barking at dudes like the dress was shaking. I'm like, yo, he really on something tonight. Like,
I don't know who that was.
That's
when
the
he scored,
version.
He took the towel.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, bring the beef back. I'm here for it. Bring the beef back. Like,
hey, major beef. You know that's how it has to be too, bro.
And you know the Ravens are petty.
Oh,
you remember the Ravens?
Bro, no.
The Titans anyway. The Ravens are petty.
Dude. Let's not act like 3 weeks ago they was over there having a pet ride when the renegade. Oh yeah. We know what it is. So that's why I love to see that. When I saw Naji doing that, and when I saw Pickens walk over Stevens 21, when he caught the pass, walked him, I said, oh, okay. And when Stevens ain't do nothing either, I said, oh, we call that. We can't do it because we trying to be family friendly, but you know what that is. We say, hey, you ain't walking over TG. I know that.
We got to get a 15-yarder. We got to understand it. Hey, bro. You got to understand this 15-yarder.
I can assure you ain't walking over that. I can assure you. I don't know what they doing on that side. TG, you bro, everybody have an opinion on Blake. Remember, everybody, Antoine Blake, Zill, everybody. I bet you ain't gonna walk over him like that. I don't care what y'all on. It's certain. I'm like, bro, you don't do it that. But that's what you want to say. Shout out Zilla. You know what it is, man. That's
Zilla
what you said.
Zilla would have struck with 30 seconds left in the fourth.
Is that because when I'm looking at 21, obviously he was a replacement out there and stuff like that. So he was having a little bit rough time, but you still gotta have some type of respect for yourself, baby. You ain't just letting no man just step up over you like that, and it was so unnecessary too. That's the other part. I'm like, bruh.
I feel like the beef is bad.
Oh yeah.
I don't know,
but I love that though. Like that's how you want it though. You know that's how you want it. You know that's how you want it. Come on,
man. If they can see each other in that wild card somehow, man.
Ooh.
That would be pretty nice fight. I
don't know how that would work right now.
I don't think we can.
Yeah, with the seed and stuff. I don't know how that works.
The Bills or the Bengals.
Yeah. I don't think we can.
Because the Ravens can't win the division anymore.
Is Damar even playing?
If the Ravens win this weekend, they win the division.
No, you're right. Hold on, because if they win the division, that's what I'm trying to think. If they win the division, could we catch them in the wild card?
The Ravens?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we can. I don't think
that 7
we can't do anything better than the 7.
Yeah, we'll still be in that 7 spot. So we're gonna face that 2 seed, whoever it is. Yeah.
I don't think Ravens can get the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Oh my man, how could we get this again?
Nah, without a doubt, bro. Like, and you know what it is too, man. Anytime you see him multiple times in the season, man, we done had a 3-timer one time. We done had a 3-timer with them, 3 times with Cincy. Like that. That's when it get weird.
That's when it get weird.
Like, yo, you don't know what's finna happen. Just extra security out here, all right? It's getting crazy.
3 times is tough. It's gonna be a fight.
Facts. Now, we do gotta, go back a little bit to, stuff that did happen on Monday. Obviously transitioning from that Steelers game. But yeah, we obviously have one of our NFL brothers, going through it right now, Damar Hamlin, and the situation that he's dealing with. Did want to give you a chance to kind of, share your thoughts on that scenario, man. If you have a personal relationship with Damar, if you had a story about him, man, that you might, want to share anything like that, man. I just want to let you get some time to at least address your feelings on this too, man.
Yeah, my prayers, my concerns, my love is with Damar in the situation, and honestly with everybody that was around it too. Obviously he's the main, but with him, his family, everybody that was out there, that was a traumatic moment to watch and see. You could see the players' eyes. Dudes were out there shook, like completely shook. So my prayers is with him. You know what I mean? I hear he's getting better. So any good news is good news. So I think that's a good thing. I know Damar is one of the good guys though. You know, he's one of the good guys of the world. I actually just looked at an interview of him 2 seconds ago, and he was just talking about how, you know, you got to cherish all these moments. He was talking about playing with his childhood friend and how you never know. And I thought that was real. That was just a deep moment, because it's like, it would be you to say that in this moment. Me personally, like I was trying to get into that Pittsburgh kickball game a couple months back, and I know Damar and Kenny Robinson and, you know, Miles, all those boys, the pit to the pros boys, they were putting it together. And Tyler Boyd, you know, I know T Boyd pretty well. I was trying to get into the game, and I was asking Damar, like, could I get into the game? And he was just such a good spirit about it. He was just trying to work to get me in. He was helpful. He's a good-hearted person. So it's always, you know, you never want to see nobody go down like that, but just such a good-hearted person. You just want to see him, you know, get better, get healthy. You just keep on, you know. And it seemed like the whole world behind him right now. So I think that's
facts.
That's dope. That's dope how the communities come together for it.
Yeah, and I did want to ask you too, man, just in the sense of mentally, how do you transition to prepare for a game? Because obviously me and you, we talked about, you know, the Shazier incident, just because how it affected both of us and our mental process. But if you could, man, just talk about, like, how do you, if you're a player right now, what is that like for you mentally to have to prepare yourself to try to go out there on a Sunday, man?
It's almost like a double-headed sword, but it's like you have a job. You know, you have a job to do. You have family. You have your family. You have people that are depending on you, in a sense of your teammates, your football family, you know. So you still got to get prepared to do your job. Yeah. You know, you still have to get prepared to go out there and put your best foot forward. And a lot of these teams are in situations that you're still trying to make a playoff push. So I think you have to, you know, it's like you have to you got to keep moving forward. You got to just keep moving forward. It's one of the moments, like, it's a terrible moment. It's a terrible incident that happened. We hate that it happened, but we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep getting better in a sense of a community. I think we keep him around in everything. You don't forget about it.
Facts.
You put him on the decals. You put his picture up everywhere. Keep posting his charities. Keep posting stuff that he cares about. You know, and just let it be known, like, we have your back. From what it sounds like, is he is getting better, and I think that's the main thing. That some good news is good news. So, Lord's willing, he comes out of this.
Facts.
Feeling better, and it's like he can walk into something. Like, you know.
No, absolutely, man. No, absolutely.
You know, so.
Yeah, and it's one of them reminders, like, how quickly everything can change. I mean, we hear the league average 2.5 years and all that, and we kind of, like, never really believe it until it's certain things like this where you're like, man, no, this is part of why when we talk about this game and why it's such a short window, because you just never know when that final snap is going to happen because of how violent it can get at times, man.
Yeah, you just truly never know. And it's like, it'll be interesting to see, like, you know, what happens, how everything goes. I'd be curious to say this, and I had this thought, you know, because say he comes back, everything's all good. You know what I mean? It's just one of them freak incidents. Does he play anything? Do we want to see him play? You know what I mean?
Well, because that was the dynamic with Shea. Remember when Shea started rehabbing?
Shea wanted to play again.
He was rehabbing it. People were like, it was like that touchy, that hot topic. Like, yo, do you want him to really be out there or not? Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy because this is a worse. I don't want to say a worse or better. Seems to be per se a worse because you know this was almost death. But to me, it was almost like that. Shazier was like, I don't know.
It felt as heavy. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It felt
growing up as an athlete, especially a football player. You know that neck is like
it's scary,
like,
bro.
Yeah, that's the most scariest thing. Like
that's the one you don't want.
Like this.
Yeah.
You don't think of something like what just happened here, but something like with Shazier, because I had a high school teammate, something like that happened before, and it's like I've seen life after that. I've seen different things, and it's like that was always the scariest thing in the world to me. You know, that was always like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That was always the fear of the fears.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, like, it's just so traumatic, but it's kind of like one of them things, like, was it a freak moment that he possibly comes back from? You know, was it a freak moment and he'll go about living life normal,
but permanently be altered or anything? Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because
like,
and it was such a routine thing. That was the other part. Like, it's not like that's a tackle that, when we talk about Shazier, we look at that and we say, man, has he made a tackle like that before? Yes, but we know the likelihood of you getting seriously hurt doing that, the chances are higher. So we understood it, and that's kind of how we would come to acceptance and come to peace with the situation. It was like, all right, we get why that happened. But with this scenario, it's very different because it wasn't as if it was some high flying or real violent play. It looked really mundane and routine. And then even he got up and it looked normal until it wasn't normal. And that's the dynamic where it's just like, I don't even know how those dudes are going to go forward with it. But at the same time, I understand how they would, because that's what we all technically had to do in a moment, you know, in our careers and stuff like that.
I mean, you know, we for sure go on forward with it. And I understand the different, it's life, and it's not about that. It's about his life. And I understand that it is. And it's like, it's unfortunate that in the world we live in, a lot of this, football is life in a sense of when you're in it. Like, it's all you know, it's all you see when you're in it, it feels like. So it's like, I don't know, it's almost like it definitely keeps going on. You know, it's a lot of people's livelihood. It's a lot of people dependent on different things, you know, for in terms of the games being played and playing in the games.
It's so much that's impacted by this. I mean, we focus a lot on the team element in terms of playoff standings and seeding and stuff. But I mean, we could take it a step further. Contracts matter too, in terms of, does this person, did you make it into a postseason? Where did your team finish statistically and all that other stuff? Were escalators and different things. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money that's also, you know, tied up in this situation as well, man. So that's, that is what makes it such.
I would be curious to know the stat on how they handled the game being stopped. Do you refund all those people? Like, I'd be curious to know the stat.
And it was in the first quarter. I see what you mean.
Like, on everything though. I know from the betting aspect of it, because that's a major part of society.
You talk about the fantasy football stuff. It's money and all that stuff.
You know. It was championship week in terms of fantasy footballs, and I know that doesn't matter. Those are minute things to this human's life. But I'm just saying, the NFL literally is a factory. Like we talk, it's a factory.
It's the machine, bro. We call it the machine. You know that thing, $1 billion business.
So many moving parts in there. Like, you know, from the ticket, like whoever the ticket lady is in the stadium, like that your job just totally, you know, like, so Absolutely. It's a lot of give and take that comes with that. I just think I know they keep playing. Like, I have zero doubt that they keep playing.
Do you think they play games this weekend?
Yes, I think they play games this weekend.
What do you think they do with
in terms of that
the Bengals Bills?
Bengals Bills, but also because that game. But then also, do you think Bills and Bengals play their respective games this week? Obviously, Buffalo versus New England, because we have a lot of, you know, when we talk about the ramifications, part of the playoff conversation here is very much dependent on that game as well.
I think they all for sure play.
Okay.
I think these are the reasons they play. For one, I think you have to play. I think once again, like I said, it is a big business.
Yeah.
You know, the business does continue even through tragedy and whatnot.
Well, the unfortunate thing is supply and demand. We know for every player that's out there that might be severely traumatized and will take a hard stance and say, I'm never going to play again, it's going to be another 100,000 other people
ready to go,
willing to go for less. And that's the other unfortunate part of it as well, man. When you talk about, you know, this being the only place that you're going to do this, it's not like if you're working at FedEx, hey, man, I'm pissed off. I don't want to do this. I want to take a real stance. Let me go work at UPS. You don't get that luxury in the NFL. It's here or nowhere. So,
Right. So, I mean, they definitely play. They definitely play. I think also, like I said, he's kind of giving out a little bit of a positive, like, I don't want to say positive review, but he's giving a review.
Yeah.
Like, we know that he's still here. We know that he's fighting. He's getting better, or he's gotten better. I really truly believe, and I was talking to you, I believe that if he just gives some type of signal or something, if somebody can just give a message that he's okay or gonna be okay.
If they can go from critical to stable, or from sedated to he's awake, like,
then they finished that game. Then they would have finished that game.
Yeah.
But I believe it was such a panic of what is that? Like, I've never seen that before.
Absolutely.
That it made it like, all right, we gotta stop this tonight. I don't know what they do moving forward though. Only because the ramifications of the game matter.
Yeah, because it's such a big game. That's
Yeah, did they like push the playoffs back a week potentially?
I mean, because you have that built in the Super Bowl week. That's like the extra week, and then obviously Super Wild Card week.
But can you do that? Like, they already got stuff booked out for the Super Bowl. You already got stuff in stone.
Well, because I'm just saying, like, in the sense of, you know how usually, like, when the conference championships are done, you got like that week, and then it's actually like the following week where the Super Bowl is really played. I don't know if you can push the start.
You just
back,
have the
maybe?
Super Bowl after,
like,
the
right,
AFC
like that
and
following
NFC
week. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Instead
like,
of having a 2 week.
So instead
so
of
much bigger than that.
It's a lot, bro.
It's so much bigger than that.
It's a lot.
You already got your halftime show booked.
Yeah.
Set.
But
you keep the Super Bowl the same day.
You're not touching that day. We're saying instead of starting Super Wild Card week as soon as week 18 ends, have them replay that game as soon as week 18 ends, and you're pushing that wild card week just 1 week back.
And you don't have the 2 weeks.
And you just don't have the 2 weeks in between.
Championship and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you would just have
at that point,
game.
You don't know who's going to be in the divisionals
or
the conference championship anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought of it.
I could see something like that.
But I don't. Yeah, but it's so like you said, it's a lot of money involved with them playoff weeks, man. Them TV deals, them TV schedules. They don't just agree upon this like today. This is like already in advance type stuff. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see something. I think they're gonna play that game.
Yeah.
At some point, they're gonna bring those two teams together, and they're gonna play that game. They're gonna have a memorial type moment for them. They're gonna do a lot of sentimental stuff. But they're going to play that game. Like,
yeah, I mean, because it matters too much in terms of seeding. I mean, if you're Buffalo and you've been fighting all year to get the 1 seed, this happens and now you get the 2 seed and you got to go on the road again, you're pissed. But if if you're Cincinnati and you're fighting for that 1 seed and now it's like, hey, man, we end up being the 3 or something because of this, you pissed. But yeah, so I'm you're right, they got to play the game somehow.
Like we just said, Baltimore's trying to win the division this weekend. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of
a lot of moving pieces with it, man.
Yeah, what do we do with this?
A lot of moving pieces.
I think it's a mess, but they gotta sort something out. They have to do something. They can't just let it be a no contest. It can't be that. Like they have to. They got to do something with it. Yeah, they got to do something. I think they have to play it. It's just a matter of when they play it. But I think they gotta play it.
Nah, that sounds
too big of a game.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. I'm with you. Yeah, we'll see what the scheduling looks like, man. But I'm definitely with you on that. All right. So now I do want to transition back to Steeler Nation. You have something you tapping in?
No,
you good?
I'm good.
All right. Because before we had called you up, we did have a question come in, and I just wanted you to be involved in this conversation. It's from Luca in the chat. He was saying that, he thinks that Naji Harris having a Jaylen Warren to help with the load, and they're wondering if that would essentially give Naji more than 5 years to stay elite. How do you feel about that?
I think if they could take some of the wear and tear off of him, I do think he'll stay elite. I think he's a big back. I think his game is meant for the winner. Like he's built for the winner right now. Like that's a heavy back. I've seen some true.
Yeah,
he ran hard.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. I just don't want to give him the. I'm not trying to say like that, but I'm not gonna put the crown on it yet. Like I think he's everything. I do think he's everything.
Is he elite? Is he elite then? Do you feel like he's elite?
I think he's a really, really good running back. I think he's a really, really good running back.
I think I'm with TG. I can't say elite right now.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
but
I can't say elite.
I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page. I just need to
I think
hear
he's
it.
really good. I think he's the best.
Are we putting him in
running back on this
conversations
team.
like with Saquon?
No.
Nah.
No, we're not having.
So
those
who is his comps? Do you throw him with Joe Mixon?
different than Joe Mixon? Different. He's more like he's in conversations with like Chubb or like.
But is Chubb elite?
I would put Chubb
Because I
over
think
Najee.
Chubb is elite. I look at Chubb in that category.
I think Chubb's done it more consistently for a longer time. Like, I'm not putting him quite with Chubb, but he's in that conversation.
All right, here's some running backs. Derrick Henry, Barkley, Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook. Etienne had 1,100 yards this year. McCaffrey, Aaron Jones.
He's better. He's with Etienne. He's higher than that. He's in that combo. He's higher than Etienne. Etienne's dangerous, though, but he's with the Etiennes. He's quietly with Josh Jacobs to me. I'd be like Josh Jacobs, but Josh Jacobs goes crazy, but he's with Josh Jacobs. I would love to see that. If the Steelers could finesse that, if they could swing Josh in free agency this summer, he come over here. You want 2 more?
But that's the thing though. But that's where you throw me off though, because you said that that Najee is closer to a Josh Jacobs, but then you're like, yo, I would do whatever to get Josh Jacobs. But then when we say, yo, is Najee elite? You like he really good? But then I'm like, yo, I think Josh Jacobs is in that conversation of trying to be elite. I think he's nice as heck, but when I think of like elite, you're right. I think of like Saquon. Like he's the one for me. And then from there I'm like,
man.
Because Derrick Henry been hurt. I need him healthy. Derrick been hurt. That's my issue.
Derek's elite. Don't do that.
No, but I said he's not healthy right now. That's all. I'm saying when he's healthy, elite. He's elite. Like that's who he is. That to me, I'll be real, and this time might come off. That to me is who Najee is. Like in a sense of he's not quite as elite as Derrick. He's not Derrick. I'm not gonna do that. But you see how that gets hurt a lot. You see how that gets nicked up, and that's a super mute. He's a super mute. He's like the level up. Like, I'm with you. Yeah.
So I just think that lifespan is short lived. Like I just think the lifespan. I think Najee's really a good running back. I really do. Like I do.
Yeah.
I think he needs either another good running back in here with him, and I think 30's a good running back. But when I say real good running back, I'm saying somebody who gonna come.
Who can really lead the dance when it's warm out until it's the winter months.
Yeah, really, honestly, Najee shouldn't even have to play these them first 4 or 5 games. Like it should be real slow motion. You know,
that'd be funny. We could have like a really good introduction for him or something when October hits.
Hey, it's October football, ladies and gentlemen. It's Najee time. Get ready to roll out them 22s, baby.
They say you get remembered in November and December.
Hey, I hear you, Coach T. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
That's his day. Like I think that's him. He showed me a lot. I thought he ran real hard last weekend.
Yeah,
he ran hard. I don't know if he ran like a man possessed or that's who he is every week. Because those are different things.
I think he ran like he had beef with somebody, but I think
the boys played hard for Coach T last weekend.
Yeah,
I think that was we got you. I think
we'll get a similar thing this weekend though, because you know the narrative now. Hey, you can't lose.
Let's finish everything. We ain't losing.
Hey, we finishing every game and no losing record, baby. Come on now. We know that's still very much on the table.
They've done everything we said. They came in. They changed the QB. They had to go through the growth pains.
We said after the bye, it's gonna get hot.
After the bye, it would get hot. Everything that's happened. Like we said these things. Najee is a good running back. This is his time.
Yeah.
So he's gonna make you love him right now. But I'm just saying that's not.
You don't want to drink. You not believing that this is year round.
All the Kool-Aid.
Got you.
Yeah. You know, like I think he's crazy in the winter. I think he's really good in when it's hot. I think he is good. But I think that's a different style of game for him. I think boys make business decisions when it's cold. You really I don't know about that. But I don't think them same business decisions come when it's warm because it's not like he's running people over. Like AP was running people over.
Oh, he doing it in September. Weather. Yeah. September, he gonna hit. Pa! Yeah.
Like I don't see people get ran over. He's like a body.
Boy said AP gonna run you over. It don't matter what the weather is. Yeah. It'd be pissed off that you tried to tackle him.
Come on. You're not getting in front of that at no time. Like it's a decision.
I'm good. I'm straight.
In Najee's defense for this season, though, he wasn't right health-wise early on because he was hurt in training camp and everything in preseason. And our offense wasn't as clicking as it is right now. Because I was with TG, remember, before the Falcons game? I was like,
but
Najee has not looked right.
I think you're drinking the Kool-Aid, though. Because is that a defense? Or are you actually just saying exactly what we've been saying?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you that he's way better for us or more valuable for us as the season goes on in November, December.
He is.
Just because the nature of his style of running. But I don't know if he's as bad as maybe we saw in those first couple months because of health and injury.
Let my body puncher punch the body. Y'all want head punches. That's why.
You just said.
Yeah.
Once again, just how you just said. I don't know if he's as bad as we thought he was per se. I never thought he was bad. We just thought he was.
I just didn't think he was healthy. Yeah, he just didn't look right.
But to me, that's who he's gonna be in a sense of beat up.
Oh, expect this more going forward.
We know because that is that position. Yeah, that's that position and his style of play. He gets hit. Yeah, and that is the difference. Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey is fire up there.
Yeah,
he just is beat up all the time.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of people miss too. Yeah,
the best ability is availability. You already know.
Yeah,
like, so it's like he's elite. He's not elite, but he's a really good running back. But he's gonna be beat up. Like he's gonna be he's like Pacquiao. He go in there and he just swing. Like he's gonna get hit back. Like
it's real. I'm telling you, it's not like that's like I said why I made that analogy. L. Bell was gonna be this and this, but he's not gonna take them shots. We never really saw L. Bell take shots. Like
when L. Bell would take shots,
we
would lose L. Bell for like a month.
No, absolutely,
2 months.
Because that's that position. Yeah. Absolutely.
So the main wrinkle in your theory is then it will Najee stay healthy for the next 2 or 3 years because you believe in him to the degree if he's just on the field and healthy, he'll be productive.
Yeah, I think he's a good running back. I think the mark that gets him is that first round mark. I think that's tough.
Yeah.
I think second round running back we don't have no conversations about.
I agree.
I think it's the fact that he's a first round guy. That's tough. And I think it's also the fact he's a big guy. You can't change that. That's what he is, and that's what you love. But at the same time, that doesn't last.
Yeah.
That just doesn't. I've just never seen it last. Even AP went down. I haven't seen.
And AP, like nobody wanted to believe that, and it came back filthy though. It came back filthy though.
And he's different.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen no big back survive that style.
Also with AP was a lot more explosive in terms of he could outrun you as well. And that was So with AP, it wasn't always he's going to run me over. It's like, he could also run by me. And that was what made him so difficult to defend. Whereas with Najee, you're not necessarily worried about him running around you. You're worried about him just running you over. So,
one-on-one with Najee,
tough.
You're going to make that tackle.
Right.
You're going to make it. It might hurt, but you can make it.
Yeah.
One-on-one with AP, you still might not make it.
You might not touch him. Like, seriously, yeah. Now, I get that dynamic then. Whew, okay. Well, the final one, I guess, that I'd have.
Game preview.
Because you saying that the game's going to get played, I have a strong feeling that I'm with you, that, the machine's going to keep rolling because I was breaking down how we were wired mentally as athletes to compartmentalize. Everything is just... It's like, it sucks. I'm sad, but we just go. That's what we do. We just keep going, keep playing. So, with that being the case, how do you see Sunday how do you see Sunday playing out, man? Steelers, Browns, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. How we living?
It's crazy? I think this is a trap game. If there was a trap game, like I think the emotional high of last game is so high. I would love to. Yeah, I'm scared of this one, but I love to see Pitt. I just think they're hot. I think they come out and play for Coach T for sure.
Yeah.
I think last game was, how it's like you got 4 more games to run and this is number 3.
Yeah.
And that third game is the one you're like, this is the dog.
We got to get over this one. If we get over this one, we good. And they got over it.
Yeah. So this is that like.
Can we breathe? Man, are we going to take a sigh? Yeah.
You can't breathe.
Yeah.
You can't breathe. Even and this Browns team isn't like a very good team. They are good talent-wise, though.
Yeah.
I think they're still finding themselves, too. They're doing a lot of stuff similar to what Pittsburgh's doing and finding who they are. I think they're still trying to identify how to run that offense with Deshaun. So
like you see, little pieces of it. It's coming together, but it's the timing thing too. Like you're doing
they
it
still
in
got
season.
Amari out wide.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget they got some pieces in there. You know, Chubb
You
is in
sleep
there.
on
They
it
got
if you want
Akeem
to.
Hunt.
You
Like,
sleep
can't
on it if
on
you
that.
want to. Yeah.
They have an elite O-line. That's not a bad team over there. Good corners.
Yeah.
You know, good safety. They got 2 fire linebackers. Fire. Don't let them sleep. So, but either way. So I'm saying the Browns are one of these teams, like, they can catch fire at any time. But at the same time, they're not a good team. So I think it's one of them games I would love to see Pittsburgh jump out on them. If they can jump out on them and put it away early, I think it ends early. I don't think it's a fight. But you don't want to let them hang around too hard. It's one of them games you want to do 28-14.
Get up on them early. Yeah. Start fast. Start fast. Yeah.
It's all about the start fast. Like, if they start slow and they let the dog fight become a dog fight, then it gets weird. The Browns is one of them places they start believing in themselves, they'll believe.
Oh yeah, no, you know that. That's how they play the game. Yeah. When they get confident, it's like, okay, now they run a little harder, they pass rush a little better, they coverage a little stickier. Yeah.
I think it's the time of year where they ready to say Cancun on 3, so it's like if you can jump out on them, I think they'll shut it. I think it'll get,
you said them cars done shipped? They done shipped them cars? Man.
Cars already shipped out.
They over there like, yo, what's up with this 30-day lease, bro? Hey, look, let me get about this thing early. You know what time it is.
It's time to get ready to get to the summer.
See, Deke, these are conversations that don't happen a lot in Pittsburgh. But if you play elsewhere, this is a real conversation, man. They'd be like, yo, it's December. Hey, bro, you shipped your car yet? Like, bro, my car been shipped 3 weeks ago. I'm in the rental right now, bro. Don't trip. This lease is over.
You going to Cancun?
Hey, come on, bro.
Cabo? Which one
hey. You know I'm more of a Cayman Island type dude, all right? But you know everybody gonna have their spot. We go, hey, yo, all right. As soon as this game over, I got my XB and I'm out. All right? I'm gonna holler at y'all.
I already got my ticket.
I'm gonna holler at y'all. Hey, son. I'm gonna holler.
You know how bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so what we got score prediction in, man? How does this? Oh, because you said you're feeling trappy. You feeling a little trappy.
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it. I think Boswell will have a good game this week. I think
now, see, as soon as you said Boz, Deke started reacting because you see how Boz been acting lately. I thought it was just a Justin Tucker thing because he was in the stadium. You know how it go. Sometimes if it looked different, it's like, oh, all right, you know what? I'm cool. I'm gonna just tuck my chain in today. All right.
I didn't see that.
I thought that's why I figured. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, it was one off. But that's why Deke and a lot of people, when you was saying that, it was a little, yeah.
I think he'll have a good game this week. I think he'll knock his free throws down per se.
There we go. Take your time, baby. They free. Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time, bro. We need these, bro.
I can see something like 31-21. 31-21. Let's do that.
Who wins?
31-21.
Who you got winning?
I have to say Pittsburgh. You know,
I mean, technically, you don't have to. You don't have to say.
Yeah, man, you gotta sound more convincing than that.
Don't make it like I called you and text you say, hey, yo, come on the show, but yo, you gotta say Steelers win. Hey, that is not what we on over here, dude. No. You were on Steeler Nation Radio earlier. If it's between the hours of 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Steelers Nation Radio. This 6 o'clock p.m. This is like our XM. This is like Sirius XM. When you on this, you see what I'm saying? We don't just like when we on Steelers Nation Radio.
You can drop an F-bomb too if you want.
Yeah, on Steelers Nation Radio, everything is Steelers. On this, Deke talks about his love for the Buffalo Bills. We talk about WVU. Like we got just a lot more leniency when it's the podcast. You feel me? So you don't have to say that the Steelers are going to win. Uh-oh, here we go now.
Deke's post game is elite. I am probably his biggest fan.
Let's go.
I was disappointed that it didn't get up in the first 5 minutes. I was looking for him to be because when Kenny threw the game winning last time, he was turned up. He had me turned up. I'm like, yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I didn't feel that.
TG said.
I was a little disappointed.
TG was over there hype.
Man, I was looking for that energy. You gave me that energy in the stadium. Like I felt you. I felt you in the stadium. I didn't feel that this weekend. I didn't feel the energy.
I was a Permanis.
You know what I mean?
Let's go. That boy said Deke had me turned up, man.
You didn't do nothing.
Oh no, it was on backwards, dude. I was so drunk. I was drunk. It was on backwards.
It was still a Ravens pack. It was just reverse order. That Ravens pack did hit though, bro.
Look at the beginning.
The Ravens pack is elite.
See it a little bit.
Yeah, shout out to the Ravens pack, man. Consistent.
You gotta be the same.
I was drunk both weeks.
TG. That McDonald's #1, it's the same whatever you order it. It doesn't matter. You want to be the McDonald's #1.
I'll be at the game, bro.
You know what Vince gonna do.
You know what it was a defining characteristic. Let's go, man.
I was truly disappointed. I was like, where's the energy?
Hey.
I'm like, we just got a game winner that might have been.
If you're not about to get kicked out, if you're not about to get kicked out for that pack you lighting up, man, you ain't doing it right. If they head over here like, hey, mister, could you put that smoke down? If you not blowing that gas in their face like, bruh.
I did that at the backyard, bro.
You see what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, don't do that.
Hey.
Don't do that.
Oh, yo, shout out to Deke. Deke said, hold on, I got you real quick. Yo.
That'll probably be the last time you do that. You won't do that in Morgantown. You won't do that in Morgantown. You say you won't.
I thought you were going to light it up for me.
He said he got that
pack. Are you going to record the video for me?
You won't do that in Morgantown.
He say, yo, he gonna have that WU pack singing country roads about it.
We don't have those. They don't sell those. You can't afford those. Those are way out of. Those aren't here. Those don't happen. Those aren't real.
I love it.
You don't even want those. Those come with problems.
I love that.
You don't want those.
He said, y'all be over there singing Take Me Home. He be over there. Boy, this WU pack hit. Lord.
No, that's like that K2 back in the day. Like, no, you're never getting that. You're never getting that.
So that's the K2, yo.
That'll give you some problems.
That'll have you in the firehouse, man. Hey, you don't want to be on the gas.
That'll have you with a lot more problems than you're looking for, right? We not doing that. It won't happen in Morgantown. I'll tell you that. It won't. It won't.
That's funny, bro.
Though. I don't know, man. I think it's a trap game, though. I really do. I think it's a trap game. If they start fast, is Minka going to play? Is he beat up? Is he good?
He'll be fine.
He'll be good.
We always just say they're going to all be fine, but we're going to do our due diligence real quick. Hold on.
I'll check it real quick.
Deke is checking right now.
From what I remember from Tomlin's press conference.
They put so much tape on his ankle. Did you see him?
Bro, he had the stank OG like college freshman year spat, the one where you're not supposed to get spat, and they like, yo, we got you, like
just put all the tape.
Yeah, that's definitely what that was. I said, y'all couldn't even get that man black tape, like, bro, why y'all playing with him like that, man?
Minka
just put all the
DNP
tape you can put on.
So say it again, no?
DNP for Minka.
Minka was DNP. All right.
Tomlin said in his press conference, I think he'll get more participation as the week goes.
Miles Jack also was DNP with the groin. Now, he has missed the game, what was that, 2 weeks ago? When did he just miss with the groin? Yeah, so he's dealing with a little groin right now.
I was going to ask you that. That's what nobody's talking about that.
No. I need to know what you want to know because I wanted to ask you because you saw the rotation. 41 played all his snaps.
What rotation?
41 played all his snaps.
All game.
He played his snaps, but it was another individual.
I love him.
Who carved?
I love him.
Okay. Can we talk about him? I know exactly who you talking about. You
talk
about Mark Robinson. Absolutely. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan.
LT Jr. to me.
Bro,
like, he plays so hard.
Thank you. Law Dog. That is Law Dog. Swear, bro. Swear.
He can run. I love him.
C-ball, hit ball, bro. C-ball, hit ball.
That's what Nation's looking for. I don't know if y'all know.
Bro, facts.
I think that's what you're looking for. That's that linebacker.
Okay.
That's a Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker. Like,
okay.
He's a dog.
Okay. I'm just glad that you got excited because I was over here like, bro, when I watch him, I'm like, son, it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter. They can't deny that too much longer.
It is only a matter of time, bro.
He plays hard,
bro.
He's
what?
hitting everything moving.
He don't
He's
shy. He low key got some quicks with him too. Like,
did anybody see him run from the other side?
The effort play. Come on, bro.
I'm like, what is that?
Bro. That's think about it. That's what we would get pissed off with Cam Hayward in practice for. The extra. You like, bro, what you doing? And to see the young boy doing that's major. You're like, yo, I like him a lot. Give him a new number. Get him a little bit cleaner in there. Listen, get him a new number. Well, there is a number in the inside linebacker room that could potentially become a free agent. How do you see that dynamic playing out?
That's gone. I appreciate your effort. It just didn't work here. I can see it going to Jacksonville and doing all right, get quiet, That's gone. He doesn't even play. 41 played the whole game last game. He played under the whole game this game. That's over.
He say,
it just doesn't work.
He say, yo, thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Your
effort.
Oh man!
Now if I'm on the trade, Naji trade,
Oh, okay. I just needed to know because both of them carry that one. Yeah. They both got that one tag, and we. The reason why I always like to talk to you about the LB running back dynamic because we hunted it and we were also on that side of it, man. So it's like we see it differently. That's like what we know on an intimate level. So yeah, I'm with you, bro. It's certain things where it's just like you can't keep putting that out there. Yeah.
He needs to get to a small market. I think that, and that's not no shots on him, but his market, he needs to get somewhere like, and not that it's small.
Where it's less pressure on him. No, it's less pressure on him though. You're right.
Yeah. Detroit would be a nice place for him.
Because when you talk Steelers linebackers or Steelers defense, it's just a lot that
Detroit would be perfect. He went to Michigan. That would be absolutely perfect.
See, you say Detroit. I even think of like, man, if he could get with like a Giants type scenario, one of them, just a team that's still competitive because he's still good in certain elements. Right. Yeah, he's good in certain elements, but I do feel like at times what we expect here in Pittsburgh, that's not real everywhere else. Like that's a different. I think
he's a 4-3 linebacker.
Oh no,
I think he's a 4-3 linebacker.
But the tape showed that.
4-3 one back, one gap linebacker.
When we played the Eagles, man, we did a lot more of the 4-3 stuff. It was one of his. I think it was his best game that I've seen him play. But it was because of him in that 4-3 element, so to speak. In terms of just him downhill with it.
And one back, one gap.
Yeah,
you got your gap.
Simplified. Yeah.
I think he could do everything. Denzel Perriman does up there in Oakland. I think he would do pretty well in that. I think that's who he is. Like he's not built in that 3-4. You kind of gotta eat. You gotta cook for yourself a little bit. Like, you gotta get a guard off you. That tackle might come clean to you. Like you gotta survive in there.
And it's a different ball game. Yeah, it's different.
It's different. And you gotta be cerebral. You gotta know like it's not gonna hit there. You just gotta be real cerebral.
When to rock back, when you need the 2 gap, when you stay in your gap. If you lose the ball, all that's It's a lot.
It's different in that 3-4. It is. And I love the 3-4. I do. But he's a 4-3.
Even though that is so weird to me though, TG, that you like the 3-4. I look at you and I'm like, bro, you 4-3. You should like the 4-3.
Yeah, I love the 3-4. I love the 3-4 because you can run.
Oh, okay.
You can run. Yeah. The Shaziers of the that was my spot.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I know.
I see you on the other side of the center.
Y'all backdoor gang. I'm with it, man. Us non-athletes, us bruisers. I hate on you guys because I'm like I'm not a backdoor guy. I'm kicking in the front door. I'm heavy-handed. You know what I'm on. Like that's
a 4-3 Sam.
Absolutely. We putting hands on it. Like I want a phone booth you. I want a phone booth you. I don't want that.
You want to fight. You want to fight.
Yeah, let's lock the cage. We not running. Lock the cage. Let's go. Y'all athletes. Y'all space players.
So, I love him though. He's the linebacker of the future. Right now it's him and Miles Jack. He'll be the starter.
So don't draft a guy or sign a guy.
Ooh.
No, that's the guy of the future. Y'all know that. Y'all see that.
I mean,
He's
I'm
a
with
dog.
it. You know, I'm with it.
He's a dog.
You know, I'm with it.
There's no way they're gonna hold that off for this long. They're not gonna keep holding that off.
I don't care what you bring in here. Yeah, Spillane, he's the super sure. That's your number 3 dude. He can get you out of a pickle. That's what you need.
You can get out of a stadium.
Yeah, that's what you need.
It can run your defense. It can cover.
He can check all your boxes. Yep.
And they'll bring in another one. No. But that's what I said. That's done. That's done.
All right.
So we got your official pick yet?
Yeah. So now that we have cleared the area and you understand that this is not a you have to always side with the Steelers show. This is the janky time. This is, the kickback. We talk about, we you know what I'm saying? Like we talk about the pack. We you notice when you were on Steel Nation Radio, we weren't talking about the Ravens pack. We don't talk like that on that show. That's you guys, it's a little more buttoned up. You get the applause. Up here, we talking about that packet and we coughing like it's a little bit looser, okay? You catch my drift. So it's a different vibe. The pregame for this show and the pregame for the morning show, night and day. Night and day.
Okay.
Yeah, you catch what I'm saying. Night and day.
I see where you're at.
Yes. Why you think it's always a great time when you call, bro? We ain't never tripping. You know this, right? Oh, okay. What a time.
What a time.
So how you feeling? What we gonna get prediction? Real score this time.
I got something like 21-20 Cleveland. It's gonna be something really. It's gonna be a heartbreaker like that. Like I got something strange. Yeah. But I want to see Pittsburgh win. Mm-hmm. Hear me when I say that. I want to see them win.
Facts.
But I think it'll be something like. It's going to be like a 1-2 point game, like on that's devastating.
Yeah.
Or like he made it.
What's the critical, whether they making that play or us missing a play, but I mean, because they are talented. They got pieces. They got pieces.
I think they're a good team. And I think I don't want to see Coach Tomlin lose this game because I want him to keep going with the record. But I think they go in there on such an emotional high from that Baltimore game that they come in here a little bit tired, sleepy. Is that the right way to put it? Yeah. And I don't think Cleveland has nothing to lose. And I think the most dangerous team is a team that don't have a tomorrow. So I think, the way Cleveland's looking in terms of they're moving forward, because they can't make the playoffs. They're done. Yeah. I think
they're trying to play spoiler. That's what they did last week. They played spoiler to Washington, and then it was like, hey, we got one out. Now I think, was it Myles Garrett? I think he was the one talking. He said that.
I didn't hear him.
Yeah, I think it was Myles Garrett said that, the next thing they're looking forward to is knocking us out. Yeah.
I just think that's who they are. I think that's what they're the people. They just want to ruin people's seasons.
They a bunch of haters. That's what they sound like.
I think they're haters, but they're a good team.
No, they are. They got talent. Team. They got talent. Yeah.
And it's late, and it's quietly starting to click a little bit. Quietly. So it's like, I just think if Pittsburgh doesn't get out, if the first quarter is not like 10-0, 14-0, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a heartbreaker.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say third game-winning drive in a row for KP8. Oh, the way you were talking early on. That's what I was thinking.
Man. Ooh. I mean, I'll be real. I'm excited to see KP8 because I need to know if it's real. Like, is this who you are?
Yeah.
Or
the sample size is getting larger. That's my thing. Like, when I start to see it more and more and more, I'm like, all right, I believe it. But right now, he's making a case. He's making a case for it.
He looked elite last week.
Yeah, he's definitely making a case, bro.
Yeah, not elite, but he looked very, very.
I'm with
he looked very good. That was special.
Yeah,
that was a special game. When
you put the Naji elite term on Kenny. I got it. I got how you said it. Yeah,
that was special.
The real question is, I know you were talking about around the league picks and stuff, so. We do have a couple games that are related to the Steelers making the playoffs. So what happens in those games? Bills, Patriots.
Buffalo, New England. Buffalo wins.
Okay.
They play with their heart on their sleeve. They smashed them. You already know how that goes.
Jets, Dolphins.
Hey, we hitting everything moving. And when they done, they gonna know what this is. Yep.
Come on, we playing with our heart on our sleeve. You know how that's going this week.
You know what that. You know what we are.
Our brother. He almost died out here for us.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, they're gonna
them. You already know. Yep.
And New England has no offense.
None.
None. If you believe you could put a D coordinator on offense, that's what happens. That's what happens. If you think you could just put anybody in there, that's how it goes.
You call plays on defense. Oh man, just turn the call sheet around and call it for offense, man. You good?
He just calling plays.
Yo.
He just calling plays.
Situational football. What you call it, man? I don't know. Number 2, the second play up here. I'm gonna just call this one.
This what they ran on us last year. Tight. Like, what we doing?
Yo.
All right, then Jets Dolphins.
Jets Dolphins. Is it in Miami?
It's in Miami. Yeah.
Is it? I'll double check.
I thought it was in
They're
there.
talking about Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, because
starter.
and they signed Mike Glennon. They signed him to be the backup because
that's terrible sign. You know what it is, Jets.
Yeah, at Miami, and then you have us losing. Oh, come on.
But at the same time, the Jets they send out it's Mike White again, right?
Yeah.
But Mike White's their quarterback.
Okay. I mean, they giving him an audition. They giving him an audition.
No.
Yeah, Jets are gonna play hard. I feel like.
I think the Jets win. I think they'll confuse the quarterback situation.
So you telling me everything good gonna happen, and then the most important thing is not gonna happen? Yeah. You trying to
all
ruin
these games
everything.
are 1:00.
Oh, Lord.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Trying to have us sick over here. That's what that sounds like.
You can't act like that. Last year, the football gods were in the.
They blessed us. They did. We could have definitely had it. Last year we weren't supposed to be in there. It was supposed to be a draw. We know that. It was supposed to be a draw. It was supposed to be a tie, and we were not supposed to get in. I'm with you.
I think the equilibrium's got to equal out a little bit.
He said the world gonna correct itself.
Yeah, it has to correct itself.
It's gonna correct
itself. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. Like, you were blessed last year. He gave you one.
Because you're right. Literally everything, even the Jags beating the Colts last year, bro. Like,
and I remember
think about
was never supposed to happen.
Never.
I won $400 on a $20 parlay. Bro, Steelers and Jags.
Like, that was never supposed to happen. Oh man,
it doesn't line up this year. It just doesn't.
All right, there.
It's a wrap.
All right.
But it's a wrap on a high note. Everything will end on positives in the sense of. It's a lot to keep moving forward with, All
right, no doubt. I can dig it then. So I just wanted to end it with this then. So not only is Terence Garvin, just so y'all know, this is Terence Garvin that I'm referring to here. So not only are we gonna miss the playoffs, not only are we gonna have all this optimism because these other teams are gonna win the games that we need them to win, but you're also telling me that we're gonna have history be made. Also, that Coach Mike Tomlin is going to experience his first losing season at the NFL level. Is that specifically?
He's not putting it on record.
Because for me, I'm cool with Steelers not getting in the playoffs, but I think it's because we beat Cleveland and Buffalo. I don't know if they show up in that mindset, even though I think they will. I just don't know.
Buffalo's gonna win.
I feel like they will. I feel like they will. I feel like they will. I feel like they will.
Buffalo's gonna win.
I feel like they will.
Buffalo's gonna win. They're emotional. They're on an emotional high.
I just feel like it's one of those type of games that alters the Steelers' playoff chances. But I can't throw it in that Coach T gonna have to.
I just don't see Miami.
You can't be a part of the group. Well, granted, for both of us, we're lucky. We're not a part of this group. But yeah, you don't want to be a part of the group that's the first losing. It's like, that's been like the thing that we always talk about. You know what I'm saying? Woof, 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 woof.
That's been forever.
Yeah. That's
gotta be the longest. That's the longest.
It's death, taxes, and no losing seasons for Coach T with the Steelers. Everybody knows those. That's how it is. Ooh.
Not this year.
Ooh.
Not this year.
Man, all right. So yeah, he said the Mother Nature really coming back with a vengeance to correct everything. She said, "Okay, I got you, Coach T, for all them successful years. I'm spinning the block. All right, y'all got into that playoffs last year. Okay, here, how about some irony? The other team's gonna win, y'all lose. Heartbreaker, game losing field goal. Ill. All right, all good, man. All good. I like it.
All right.
I like it, then, man. Well,
all right.
Do you have anything else, man, on your end?
I got nothing.
Well,
just disappointed.
Hey, as always, bro.
Georgia for the national championship. That's all I got.
Are you sure?
Georgia wins it all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Georgia wins it all.
Are you sure? You sure?
Georgia wins it all.
You ain't worried about TCU.
No, it's over.
All right.
Over. That was TCU's national championship last weekend.
But
Yeah.
would your okay? If this was Ohio State playing the Natty, would it change your thoughts, or would it just be it's Ohio State? Because I mean, there was a field goal away. Think about it. Ohio State was just field goal off, right?
I didn't know Ohio State could fight with them.
Oh, yeah. They was fighting.
Impressive.
Yeah, and let's be real. You can make a case that they should have won the fight, but they did not.
There was no way he was making that kick. That kick was way too much pressure for a kid.
Oh, bro, as soon as they called timeout, you could see his face. Yeah. It was like, yeah, he's missing. Everybody knew that. He was going to miss it. Absolutely.
It was over. He's missing that. I banked it. He was missing that. There's no way. That was a 50-yarder, too. Wasn't no chip
shot. But you know how we do in sports? Ohio State got whooped by Michigan. TCU was putting the work on Michigan. Ohio State should have got out of the stadium versus Georgia. Now we got TCU versus Georgia.
But check this out. Georgia hasn't lost to nobody in, 2 years?
You said you got to get corrected every once in a while, though, right?
Yeah, all right. Not Monday.
Nobody thought that Bama could ever lose until it happened.
I just don't think you can give them coaches all this time to get ready for it. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna get like that. It's gonna get like that. I don't care. Georgia's too strong. They're gonna punch them in the mouth.
For sure.
Oh, TCU wants to score 50, 40. That was their style. The fact that it got high scoring like that, they was happy about that.
Yeah.
They're not worried about D. They're trying to score. Georgia's not about to play that game. Punt. You're not just going on us. Punt.
We're going to see. Because that's the dynamic. When I look at that offense, I'm like, yo, Ohio State, they scored a lot, man.
They did.
They scored a lot.
They did.
Do you think their offense is better than TCU? Or do you think TCU got the better offense, though?
I just think it's a different kind of offense.
All right.
I think that 3-3-5 is going to struggle against Georgia in a sense of you trying to bring them safeties, you counting them in the run game.
That ain't going to happen. Tough. Yeah, that's the 3-3-5 versus Georgia running attack, that's going to be difficult. Yeah.
I want to see if that nose can hold up, if that front can hold up.
Yeah.
They're just going to get pounded on. Georgia's arguably the number one tight end in the nation got hurt. They brought in this number 4. He comes in moving people. I'm like, y'all not seeing these things?
Yeah.
This they third, fourth string dude in here moving dudes. Like, I just don't see it.
All right.
Give me Georgia back to back.
All right, so he got Georgia back to back. Okay, and then you got Browns and a heartbreaker getting it off on us this weekend. All right. Well, as always, man, always a blast when we get a chance to chop it up with you, man. Stay safe out there, man. All right, and keep your birthday celebration alive too, man. Keep turning up one time for the coach. Okay.
My guys. All
right, bro. Until next time, baby. Peace. All right, shout out to the homie, the locker mate, Terence Garvin, man, tapping in with us for a few. Obviously had a lot on the plate in terms of discussion right there. But
it's good to have TG on.
No, it is, man. It was fun, man. Different perspectives, too. That's my whole thought process, Because, like you said, man, some stuff, me and him as athletes, we are very similar on some stuff. I find out that y'all are similar on. And I'll be over here like, how do y'all both be feeling like this, man? I don't get it. But that's the beauty of the dynamic. Sometimes me and him be agreeing on stuff and you don't be agreeing with it. So it's the beauty of that, man. So, yeah.
Where do we want to go from here? 628.
Let's tap into these supers. We'll be good for right now. Yeah, tap into the supers, though.
Supers, and then what? We're doing previewing stuff tomorrow.
More than likely, yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. We got first one. Come on, yeah. This is Naji Harris since the bye. 3rd in rushing. 1st in broken tackles.
Let's go.
I know he was first in broken tackles. I mean, I think that passes the eye test. He's been really good since the bye.
Yeah.
I think he's only really had one or two
he said
down
since
games.
The bye. I thought he was saying like the whole season. I was like, yo. But no, since the bye, no, I'm with you 100% on that. Yeah, that makes a lot. Yeah, definitely passed the eyeball test.
James Dolensky has joined the upper room.
Hey, shout out to James Dolensky and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're good to 45, man. I had to just, a little communication on the front end. That's all.
Oh, okay. So
we got some
we're
time.
doing the Steelers Browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's cool, you got
I'm
time?
fine with
You
it.
down? Yeah, because
Yeah,
I think we just had one super left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's knock that
Damar
out. And then
Brown
we tap
says
in.
we should bring back Ben for this last game. He always beats the Browns. Shout out to Trina / AJ Martinez. #Sabotage7.
There it is. Got to shout out Trina and the homie AJ. And he could come back to give us the Aaron Rodgers. I still own you. Like, I'm with you, bro. That should definitely be the dynamic for him.
That's just a conflicting statement for me right there. Very conflicting.
And that's why I love it.
Very, very
I
conflicting.
love it.
Because I've been leading the Bring Back 7 campaign this whole season. I stand by the slogan. I stand by the reasoning behind it. And I said this way back when did I probably say it? Week 2 or week 3?
Yeah.
I definitely said it when Mitch was playing, and I continued to say it when Pickett was playing. But I made a caveat for when Pickett was playing.
Yeah.
And I said, this has nothing to do with Kenny Pickett. This is just more on my feelings
for him.
on how the organization and how they sabotage 7 in his final season. So I felt like Big Ben was holding the team together in 2021. I feel like we did him a disservice. Yeah. But at the same time, I have been saying, you correct me if I'm wrong, like it's Pickett's time. Like like he's the guy going forward. So like I'm conflicted right there. That's a tough scenario.
And you know me, I have 0 loyalties when 7 left. So I don't care what we do. Bring 7 back. I love it. Burn the whole thing up. Yeah. Anarchy.
It'd be unfair to 8. It'd just be a little unfair.
That would be a lot. Because I'll be over here like, with that. Remember how I said when I went to Buffalo, it was like, welcome back. If 7 came, welcome back. And I'd be like, yo, where's Deke at? How's he living?
I mean, you know where I'm leaning. I mean, it would be excitement if 7 being back.
I just love to see this. I'm watching you go through it right now. Just of like, all right, I would be happy because it's 7, but I can't poo-poo my dog KP8.
No, yeah, exactly.
But I really am happy that it's 7.
I actually feel like
yeah,
it's hard to say. Hold on, let me try to explain this. I never wanted Ben gone to begin with. Obviously, I wanted him to play however many years after 2021. But like, if this guy is going to be the predecessor, like this is the way it should be working out, right?
Yeah.
In my world of like Steelers historical timelines and everything.
Yeah.
We had the GOAT for 18 years. Then we get this dude that got snubbed from the Heisman from Pitt.
Yeah.
Leading the charge afterwards.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think that's how you write it up. But again, it's how it happened after the fact. But I wasn't calling for it because if you ask me the draft, the offseason, still wanted 7. But
nah, I could dig it. I could definitely dig it, man.
Steelers didn't want 7 back though.
They wrote him off, and I guess he ain't right back either.
My sabotage reporting was phenomenal.
Alrighty.
Well, I just wasted a couple minutes for our 15 minutes.
It's all good. It was only 2 minutes, so we are good to go, man. All right? We're good to go. So we're going to discuss.
I thought you enjoyed hearing my dilemma anyway.
I actually did. I enjoy when you struggle at times, especially when it's the quarterback stuff. I love it. But we did want to at least tap in and do some of the preview in terms of just what we like to do on Wednesdays, likes and don't likes about this Browns game, Browns team. And we'll see, like I said, man, if this game and what the league does over the weekend, because the NFL VP, Troy Vincent, just released a statement where he was saying that the Bills and Patriots game is still up in the air. They might postpone it. They're going to allow the players from Buffalo to determine if they would like to still go out there and play. It just literally popped up on the screen. I think it was on Twitter as well because they pulled up the screenshot from might have been, I forgot who it was, but they had the report up and stuff like that. So obviously we'll see and, go from there. But, we're processing and progressing the way that, we try to. No right or wrong way, but this is how we'll do it, man. But
hey, it's thoughtful. It's considering at least.
Yeah.
You talk about the player health and safety. Like this is one way of doing that. It's like, bro, do you feel like you're actually good to play this game? Yeah. Because of what they just witnessed a couple days ago. Yeah.
So I was like, I definitely like that part there, at least, giving them that type of option. So yeah, without a doubt. But and shout out to to Eric Winston as well, man. Oh, not Eric Winston. Excuse me on that one. Shout out to hitting the like button because I totally forgot to say hit the like button, man. Yeah, totally forgot that today. So yeah, hit that like button, man, for the culture one time. If you have not done so, please do it. Yes. And Eric, shout out to you, Eric. I did finally read what you said. I couldn't read it at first. He says, man, you don't just smash the like button. You got to smash that like button like you didn't like to do the dishes. Like you just going crazy. Like, I'm loving this content, man. So hit that like button one time for the culture. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so either. So for me, man, I won't take as long with this. Like I said, for time and stuff. But the first thing that I like about this Browns team is their rushing attack. I think that when you talk Nick Chubb, you talk about their offensive line, they are still very much designed to run the ball. The personnel that they have was for when it was Baker, and that design was run the ball and play action pass. They still implement that. It's been shifting since Deshaun has been there, or since he's come back, but that's been their approach, and I think that they still do a good job of it. Nick Chubb still is very tough to tackle, his contact balance, that helps him in terms of being elusive, his great vision, and his durability, man. But to me, their rushing attack is the first thing that I like about them.
I got the same thing. I don't really have much more to add. I feel like their offensive line is still pretty damn good. They've had that track record over these last 2 or 3 years, but particularly in the run game over the past game. And then Nick Chubb is a top 3 or 5 running back right now. I was gonna call out TG because remember he said he would take. I think he said he would take Naji over Nick Chubb. This was like a couple weeks ago. I remember. Yep. And I looked at Nick Chubb's stats. I'm like, he was saying like he was having an off year. So I'm like,
his off year ain't no off year,
bro. He's
having
having like 1,400 yards and like 12 touchdowns. But then he clarified today, so I have nothing bad to say about TG and that take.
Without a doubt. The second thing, though, that I like about this Browns team is I think they're very talented. When you talk Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, you talk Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, you talk, in the secondary, Grant Delpit, young safety, good player. Obviously, Denzel Ward, good player. Greg Newsome, good player. I think they have a lot of talented people, a lot of talented personnel over there. And not for anything, I just think that that's half of the battle in this league, man. Can you execute is the one part, but do you have the horses to actually get out there and run with these dudes? And I do feel like they have that in terms of the talent.
Well, I have that listed as my third one, but since you just said it, why not follow up? I have individual talent. Amari Cooper, the 3 I have highlighted those, Amari Cooper, Myles Garrett, and JOK. I mean, you could throw Denzel Ward in. They're just their secondary, too, because they have a couple good safeties. But I'm a little suspect on their secondary. Now, the stats are going to show that they're a top 10 pass defense in the league right now. But they've gone up against similar offenses as us in terms of going up against the NFC South. Yeah. And also, what's the other team? The AFC East with those quarterbacks and those offenses.
Or in the NFC East as well.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those scenarios almost like Baltimore. Like, you respect what they got going back there in the secondary. But it really isn't. Like, they've had a cool season. And I would say maybe with us in our secondary, our numbers have been a little bit inflated at times just because we are going up against some of these lesser quarterbacks. But I do think our secondary is still solid. And that's same to the Browns. I just don't necessarily know if they're definitively a top 10 and someone to fear or anything like that. But the individual talent does show up just across the board. They got it in Nick Chubb. We already talked about him. Cooper, Myles Garrett. You talked about Clowney. JOK, the secondary. So, they got guys out there. Deshaun Watson, even, too. Even though he's rusty, he's still a talent.
Yeah, and even with his rust, it's the rust is hurting him, but at the same time, you can still see the elite traits that helps him, get out of some of the trouble that he creates as well, man. So, I'm with you on that. And then the last thing that I had is I think they just play fast, specifically on defense. I like how they come after the ball, man. They, when you're talking to Myles Garrett, you're talking to Jadeveon Clowney, they're big players, but they're explosive players in that front. You talk about that linebacking core. I mean, obviously you brought up a guy like JOK who's been injured and stuff like that. But even when you talk about just the Tony Fields element, he's a sideline-to-sideline guy. He plays with speed. We like Deion Jones. He was the guy that we had interest in, before he had left Atlanta because we know, what he is capable of. I just think that they play with a good speed on defense. Not saying that it's perfect. Not saying that it's always the most productive. And I want people to really understand the difference of what I've said. Talked about the talent. talk about them playing fast, but we haven't said that this is a group that is crazy productive or fundamentally sound or highly consistent either. We haven't used any of those words, but that is Cleveland this year specifically. They have pieces. They flash certain areas. At times, you watch them versus the Commanders, you might think that they're a really dope team. But then there's other times versus that same Commanders team, and you're like, bro, this ain't what it's supposed to be. Like,
yeah, he kind of got lucky. Carson Wentz threw his 2 balls
seriously.
at the beginning of the game.
Or the last pick, I'm just like, why are you throwing that? Like, just aggressive for no reason. Kind of like we said about Mitch that one time, where it's like, yo, you didn't need to do that. That was, yeah.
Yeah, my Wentz take last week might be a little off. That might have been a bad call. But at the same time, I mean, were they winning with Heineke last week? Guaranteed.
Right.
Probably just should have started Sam Howell. I mean, they're doing it this week.
Yeah. So does this make every rookie except Matt Corral?
Yeah. And the only reason he didn't was because of
he was hurt.
the injury.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers were at a point he would have started.
Oh, facts.
Right?
Yeah, he definitely would have.
Well, yeah, they've been through, 3 quarterbacks this year?
Yeah. Baker,
PJ,
PJ and Sam. Yeah.
And yeah, at some point between like Baker, PJ,
or before they came back to Sam,
Corral
yeah.
They would have thrown Corral in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my last one is some of their secondary guys are stepping up on offense. No joke. I mean, how many times over the past couple years have we looked at this Browns offense and been like, okay, they got Odell. This year it's like they got Cooper. Yeah. None of these other dudes I'm worried about or have stepped up.
He's just a regular guy.
Yeah, when's Njoku actually going to live up to his potential? And Njoku's having a fine season.
Yeah.
Peoples-Jones, he's got 800 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year.
Yep.
And then, I mean, David Bell's not like a terrible third option. Combine him with like their second tight end and Harrison Bryant. Also not Anthony Schwartz. He hasn't been doing anything this year. Just David Bell. That's who I wanted to bring up. Yeah, so like those guys, and you combine with the Kareem Hunt, who's always going to be a steady.
But shoot, they even played that. They was playing the other running back a good amount too. The Ford dude. Yeah, he's another one that. Yeah, so I'm with you. I am definitely.
They actually stepped up and are actually like legitimate options. And this was even before Deshaun Watson. Yeah. You look at the Deshaun Watson stats for Jacoby Brissett. They were more productive as an offense with Brissett throughout the most part. Yeah. Yeah, they're actually having some extra dudes step up. That's my third thing.
I could dig it. I can dig it. And now for the don't likes. For me, man, I'll just start with their identity. They're a team in transition. They were built to run and play action pass, not to throw the ball a lot. Now Deshaun Watson is back out there, and Deshaun's a quarterback that you throw with. Deshaun's a quarterback that you trust to run your offense. But at the same time, they don't have the personnel all the way for that style of gun, a ton of pass protection and stuff like that. That's not their design. And then also for Deshaun, I mean, he's still having to get up to speed in his own right. So when I think of them and their identity, I just think that they're kind of stuck in transition, but it's happening at the bad time because it's in season, it's at the end of the season. We transitioned earlier in the year. You know, when we started figuring out, hey, we're not a team that want to throw it 40 and 50 times. We want to run this ball. And now we had time to really like fine tune it and get locked in this thing. Whereas for them, I just think they're still trying to figure that out. And it's just at a terrible time for them.
This guy kind of goes hand in hand with that. I just have quarterback situation.
Yeah.
You had Brissett, who I didn't really think was that good in his own right, but actually did a pretty valiant job. 64 completion percent, 2,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks, a 60 QBR. And then you make the switch to Watson, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be an instant upgrade. And it's been worse. 36.7 QBR, 56 completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. So, yeah, just with the Browns, I think they were limited with Brissett, and now they're getting a rusty Deshaun Watson. Yeah. So, like, just their whole quarterback situation throughout this year hasn't been optimal.
Yeah. Which brings to my next point is consistency, because that is also a byproduct of this transition. They aren't very consistent. Really, it shows when they throw the ball. I think their running game is still good, but they're not as committed to it. But when they are throwing the ball, it's just some plays, the offensive line protects really well. The receivers get open. Deshaun's in rhythm, and it looks great. Other times, it's Deshaun, are you holding the ball too long? Are the receivers getting open? It's is the offensive line protecting right now. So it's just a lot of just consistency issues that I see from the offense. And then on defense, you can say the same thing when you talk about their pass rush. Sometimes it looks elite, it looks scary, it looks dominant. Other times it's like, nah, they just some guys over there. There's nothing crazy going on. Talk about their pass defense. At times, hey, man, they're getting interceptions. They flying around. They look good. Other times it's like, yo, they're getting carved up. Everybody can get off on this group. Just don't hit them in the face with the ball and we're fine. Like, that's them. So consistency is definitely something that I do not like about this team.
My second is run defense. They're not that good. They're like 26th or 27th in the league, total rush defense. Or defense against the opposition's rushing on offense.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, maybe that goes hand in hand even a little bit, too, as to why their secondary has some decent stats and some decent metrics. Hey, people just decide to run the ball because they could have success against this Cleveland defense that way. So, this should be a good game for Naji. And I actually think we did pretty decent on the ground.
We did.
In that first game on Thursday Night Football. I think that was Naji's best game up to that point. Jalen Warren was doing some stuff. So, yeah, look for that to happen. Look for this 1-2 punch because now it's really heating up with Harris and Warren. Look for that to be a pretty good factor in this game.
No, I would agree. And then the last one on my end is their pass protection. They are talented, but that offensive line struggles if you're asking them to pass protect 40 times right now. They're not built for that. I think that, when they're pass protecting 20 to 30 times, which was what they did for Baker, they were top tier. They could do both, pass block and run block. But when you're asking them to pass block to that level, I think that's when you start to see them get exposed a little bit. And Deshaun, because he's not in rhythm, he's holding the ball a little bit longer. So they're having to protect a little bit longer. And I just think that dynamic for them, they're just getting put in harm's way a lot more frequently. And they're not really designed to do that just yet. Full offseason, I think, is different for them. But for right now, I just think that that's something that is still going to hurt them more than help them in this game coming up. So that's why I say pass pro is the last thing their pass protection is the last thing that I don't like about them.
My last one, their kicker. He's not that good. 75% on his field goals made this year.
No.
He's
a rookie, too.
If it wasn't for Boz, he would have the worst in the league.
Why'd you say that? I was really about to go with you, like, yeah, man, he sucked. He a bum. I knew he was stuck.
Well,
and they drafted him.
That's a little bit of a lie. It's a little bit of a lie because Harrison Butker has a 73.9 percentage, so he's squeezed in between the two.
Oh, man.
But Cade York, really not that good of a kicker. Every time I see a Browns game on TV, he's missing some big-time kick. Yeah, he's a rookie. Like I guess they had some high hopes with him, but he hasn't delivered. Listen, dude, I still have faith in Boz because he has at least proven this throughout his career that he can step up and overcome adversity. But with Cade York, I don't know what to think of him.
Fair enough.
Even though Boswell does have the worst
Boz is my
stats
guy
this year.
I'm a Boz guy.
I saw Matthew's right percent. He was like 84 or something, like 84%.
Bro. Chill out. All right. I'm Team Boz. Y'all know that. I remember Boz before y'all called him Wizard of Boz. Ha, ha, ha. So I'm always supporting my dog,
I'm still good
man.
with Boz.
I'm supporting my dog.
I'm poking fun a little bit as to why is because I was pretty high on Matthew Wright whenever we picked him up. I thought he was a good signing. No, I still have faith in Boz. It's just been a weird. It hasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Looking back on the season, it hasn't been the kicks that have killed us, right?
Correct.
It hasn't been the last
misses,
second kicks or anything like that. It's just been weird ones, and you're just looking back, okay, we could have more points up on the board. And then the two in the Bills game, kind of irrelevant. Yeah. It's just not good to see, though. I still feel like he'll deliver when it really counts.
I'm with you. It makes us feel not confident. But I did just look down at this clock. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't need any more adversity in my life. Okay?
3 minutes over.
Yeah, so I do love this convo that we've had. It's been
It's a good show. I think it was a good show.
And Deke, not only did your outfit make me feel better, talking through the day made me feel better too. So salute all everybody. Salute all of us, man. We all feel like, we're in a better place now than when we started this show. And that's the purpose of the show, to always have us feeling better afterwards than beforehand. But with that being said, I want to stay happily married. So we are going to call it a night. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, though, man. Hit that like button on the way is out. And stay safe out there. We back in the saddle tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, 3 p.m. start time. Interview. I'm excited as well. But until next time, baby.
Peace.